Hey everybody, and welcome this week to Sentinels of Earth Prime. The super heroic card game. Was in the mood for another card game this week. Now this card game plays the same, is developed by the same people, and is more or less the same game as Sentinels of the Multiverse. This is like a little expansion to it, though. Now, I don't know what they're going to do with this one, but they are working on Sentinels of the Multiverse 2. Like I said, I've already played the first one in the past. That was a lot of fun. But it kind of looks like they're, going to be creating a new game. So there's not been too many updates for Sentinels of Earth Prime. I can show you, actually, in, like, our library. For people, I guess, who don't know what this is like a superhero, like, card battler. Now, I do own all of the DLC for, like, all the old game Sentinels of the Multiverse. I'm sure I'm gonna fuck it up one time, so fuck the two games up. Sentinels of the Multiverse and Sentinels of Earth Prime. Earth Prime is what we're playing today. I was in the mood for another card game, so... everybody you see on the screen now is from the old game, but all of these characters that are the first 5 that you see here are from the new game, Sentinels of Earth Prime. And then if we switch to the heroes here, everybody on the screen currently, all the way to the guy who is on the right, are all the new characters. I'm going to be playing with all the new villains, the heroes, and then of course there's new environments to come with this game too. There's not nearly as many environments, but in general there's not nearly as many environments as there are, like, say, heroes. Here I have to take, like, the bar and, like, really scroll across. Anyway, so it's like comic book heroes and villains for people who don't know. I don't want to, like, totally disconnect from people who do or don't know this game. But, like, we get to select, like, a hero team versus, like, one particular villain. There are other ways to play this game, like a team battle. I don't really understand this. This is where you would select, like, a number of heroes and villains versus one another. I guess I don't have the variants for these guys unlocked. I am going to unlock one variant to show you what that means for this game. But yeah, so, like, we can have heroes and villains kind of battle it out. And then finally there's one last mode, the Oblivion mode. This is something I really don't understand. It's like changing through environments, and you can shuffle, like, several environments. This is a game mode that I never understood, but it was used to close out the initial Sentinels of the Sentinels of the Multiverse. Anyway, it's my intention. Like I said, we're gonna just play it super simple. We're gonna play classic mode. We're gonna play with all the heroes and villains today. And I think that'll kind of, I wanted to play this game again, so that's what we're gonna do. Now, this intro has gone on for way more than long enough. I'm going to be playing with 3 heroes every time. It's my intention because there are 5 villains and 12 heroes in this, version of the game. Outside of, you can of course play with all the old heroes too. I haven't shown off. But what I'm going to be doing is playing with, like, 3 kind of random ones. I'm not going to duplicate them until I get to the last villain that we're going to do. And then I'm going to just pick 3 of my favorite heroes to play with. So hopefully I've got you all caught up on that. Don't worry, you're going to get a tutorial from me whenever we actually hop into the game. I think what I'm going to do, let's just do Lantern Jack as my first one. We'll do Johnny Rocket. So these are, like, some new heroes. We can also see what a villain does whenever it comes into play. So this is how you set up the game. At the start of the game, this character enters the ultimate android side. So each villain has the ability to flip. Like, on this side, he's the ultimate I guess this is imprinted firmware versus, what was this side? The ultimate android. So, once a certain thing happens, he flips to this side. So he's got 50 HP. At the start of the game, he starts on this side up. Cards are revealed from the top of the villain deck until one ongoing, which is a certain kind of card, is revealed and put into play. Other revealed cards are shuffled back into the villain deck. And then, so this is how he plays. When there are hero plus 1 imprints in play, Argo flips. So let's say I have 3 heroes and he has 4 imprints in play. He flips to the other side, and then he does all this stuff here. The first time Argo is dealt damage by a hero target each turn, the top card of the villain deck is played. If it's an imprint, put it into play. If not, it's discarded. Again, card types, villain deck types. At the end of the villain turn, Argo deals the hero target with the highest HP, the number of heroes minus 1 melee damage. So 3 heroes in play, he deals the hero target with the highest HP 2 melee damage. This guy is the easiest guy, so I'm going to be kind of starting off with some of the weaker heroes by my estimation. At the end of the villain turn, if there are 3 or fewer imprints in play, the top card of the villain deck is played. So he kind of, if we want to play on like the advanced mode, this is like an additional rule. I'm not sure. I guess I'm just going to play the standard. You can play with like these rules that make him a little bit harder. And then he'll flip to this side, and I think this side is, this guy has like a lot of cards that have weakness text on it, and then he starts playing the weakness text of it. Now, I kind of want to get into the game because I know this has been a very long-winded intro, so let's pick maybe like another weaker character here. I think I'm going to pick Eldritch, and then this looks good for me. This is a very magic-centered deck, but I'm alright with that. So we have Argo here. I think what I'm going to choose as my environment, because we are going to pick one environment per place, we're going to pick Farside City, I think, for this one. I'm not too aware of like these, like as in-depth as I am about the villain and the hero cards, but anyway, with all that set up, let's begin. So I love all the backgrounds. All of the environment backgrounds are like rendered in this really pretty pre-rendered 3D artwork. Your powers are mine. By lantern light or dark deeds revealed. So we're playing with kind of a unique-ish deck. Let's go ahead and start the game. So he's going to play stuff out. This is a card of his. It's purple. Ongoing and an imprint. Now, we can take the opportunity to look closer at his cards, but right now he's just playing out everything that he's going to have on his side of the field. Now, I wanted to start things out here very, very, very slow so that we can kind of follow things. He's doing what he said that he would do, which is to deal damage to us. It's currently at the end of his villain turn, so this card activates. Argo deals each target 1 projectile damage, and then this is the weakness text I talked about. So all he's going to be doing is dealing every target on the field 1 damage. Now, it's important, this is projectile damage, which you can tell by the symbol, by the card. So there's like fire damage, energy damage, Jesus Christ, I think there's like 12 different kinds of damage, but it's all important to like, what you're trying to do. Let's say like I had Lantern Jack use his ability. He would deal 1 target 3 radiant damage, and then himself 1 radiant damage. Now, we have some cards of his to play. Now, Lantern Jack is kind of unique because most of his cards go higher than his maximum HP. So let's say he's at 15 HP. We could play like Haunt the Guilty, and the last line of his says gains 2 HP even if he is at or above his maximum HP, whereas most other characters can only heal to their maximum HP. Alright, so I want to take a look and see what cards he has. If Lantern Jack's current HP is lower than his maximum HP, increase his HP gain by 1, and then if his current HP is equal to or greater than his maximum HP, increase the damage dealt by 1. Okay, we're going to sit on that one. Usually ongoing is like good to sort of set up your deck, and limited means you can only have 1 of that card out on the field. So for example, if this didn't have limited, I could have 2 of these ongoing on the field at the same time, but this one is, and there are cards like that. Okay, so we already looked at that one. That one's damage. No, we didn't look at that one, but that's okay. Alright. Argo's cards say, deals the hero target with the second lowest HP 2 melee damage at the end of his turn. This says, deals 1 projectile damage to every target, including himself, so that's kind of unfortunate for him. Now, his weakness here, 1 player may play 1 card if they do destroy 1 hero ongoing. So, he eventually has some text on the other side that says, like, activate a weakness text of your choice. So we're just going to start things off real simple here. Now, I explain all this so I don't have to explain it whenever I'm just playing through his turn. So the first thing this character is going to do is deal 3 damage to this guy, and then he's going to deal 1 damage to himself. That was some, radiant damage. And then I also think that something about the top card of the deck, oh, yes, that's right, he got hit for the first time this turn, so he gets to play a card off the top of his deck. I forgot. Maybe I'm playing on, like, the advanced stuff. Maybe that's why I think some of these new villains are so difficult. I'm not so sure. Anyway, so if he hits 4 imprints, he's going to flip. That's something for me to think about. Here's what he does on the other side. Let's see. If equipment cards and Argo flips. Oh, if they're... Wait. If there are no imprints in play, also, this is how he flips back to the other side. So if we ever destroy all the imprints, he flips back to this side, and then he just becomes normal again. That's the first line of text. While there are more than 3 imprints in play, each time an imprint enters play, destroy an imprint, and Argo deals each target 1 lightning damage, and perform the weakness text of an imprint in play. Okay, so let's see what we've got here. One-shots are things that, like, you play onto the field, and they do their ability, and then they go to your discard pile. You have a deck. I guess I should be talking a little bit more. I keep assuming that, like, how this game plays. That's my bad. We'll get things cleared up here. I mean, this is probably a couple hours long, so When this card enters play, draw 2 cards and you may play 1 card. So Johnny Rocket is like a character that wants you to draw a lot of cards, play a lot of cards very fast. So we're going to draw 2 cards here. This is another one shot. It's an ongoing and momentum. The important key text here is ongoing, which means it stays on the field. Momentum is just the card type for the cards that he sort of plays that are important to that. Alright, what do we got here? Johnny Rocket deals 1 target, 1 sonic damage. You may destroy momentum. If you do, Johnny deals that target 2 sonic and 2 projectiles. So we can actually do some damage here. Let me see what we got. Short-term solution says, when this card enters play, move 1 non-indestructible, 1 non-character card from in play to under the top card of this deck. So let's say, like, there's something on the field that's a big problem, and I want to get rid of it. I can play short-term solution, and it'll put it underneath that card. And then it's kind of interesting, because whenever it's destroyed, it goes to his discard. So I'm debating what I want to play. We can destroy momentum. If we do, that target cannot deal damage until your next turn. So we can actually set ourselves up so that he won't deal us nearly as much damage this next turn, even though he has a bunch of imprints in play. He got dealt damage, so he gets to play a card. We're going to destroy a card real quick. So there's a weirdness to the way that chaining kind of works in this game. So, like, for example, he can't deal damage, and then he should play that card? Or am I wrong? I don't know what I did there. When he is dealt damage by a hero target each turn, the top card of the villain deck is played. Oh, if it's an imprint, it's played. If not, it's discarded. That's what happens. You need to read the whole card. I'm bad about that, trust me. Alright, so we're going to play short-term solution. I'm just going to get rid of something simple. Let's just get rid of Synthetic Tornado. So it goes underneath short-term solution. This guy is a good, like, support and high damage. He doesn't do pick damage very well, even though he has cards for it. So this guy is a very complicated card to play. You can sort of see, like, through all these characters that, like, you know, I've had to explain a lot about them, but it's sort of important to the way that they play. So he has spells, and they have different, like, sort of tiers to them. So, like, cantrips. Now, of course, in Magic, if you're familiar with the idea of Magic, like, a cantrip is like a little tiny small spell. At the start of your turn, you can destroy this card. When this card's destroyed, move all tokens on this card to one other spell. You may draw 1 additional card during your draw phase. So you just play this, and it does the first text if you want it to at the start of your turn to destroy it, and if not, then you can do the rest of this. Honestly, this is a draw engine, and I don't see a reason not to play that. Hand of Hashem. You may destroy this card. When this card's destroyed, move all tokens to another thing. You may play 1 additional card during your play phase. Actually, I'm for sure going to play this because it's currently our play phase. So the phases for the heroes go in in the order of 3. You play a card, and then, well, now in this case, we get to play another card. So we're going to play another card, and then it's time to use your power. You can give yourself, depending on which cards you play, the ability to use more powers. Unfortunately, for right now, we've only got the 1 power, which is just fine. We're going to decide where I want to put this. Well, actually, you know what? We can draw a card, which is probably what I'll do instead. So I'm going to use his power, which is the second phase. We're going to draw a card. All right, All-Seeing Eyes of Abaddon. That's just another spell. I'm hoping for some, and then this is our draw phase. So drawing happens at the end of the hero turn. So I'm hoping, having said all of that, I also don't know where we're getting an additional draw from, but hey, I'm okay with it. So, anyway, now we're into the environment turn. The environment is just kind of like a random deck, and it doesn't really pick a side, although it does usually lean more heavily towards the villains because, you know, there's 3 to 5 heroes. So, now, having said that, though, this is actually a pretty good card for us. At the start of the environment turn, if this card has 0 or fewer HP, it deals each target other than itself 2 energy damage. So, if this ever is below 0, which can happen because it's an indestructible card, which means that damage doesn't cause it to die, it will deal everybody 2 damage. At the end of the environment turn, no matter what, 1 player may play 1 card. If they do, this card deals itself 2 energy damage. So this is good for heroes because we can just play we can play an extra card. So for example, let me think. Let's do Lantern Jack. Lantern Jack probably has some good stuff. He has Unbearable Brightness, Haunt the Guilty. Let's look at that one. Reveal the top card of the villain deck, either replace it or discard it. Okay, cool. So this is going to heal us and give us some damage and let us manipulate the villain deck. So I'm going to damage him, and he just played a ongoing card. Shoot, that's okay. I should have sort of figured that. All right, so this is the card that's on top of his deck. I actually don't mind this, but this can become problematic, the fact that he has all these cards that deal 1 damage. I'm not so bothered by it because, hey, I can take 3 damage per character per turn. You know, that's not that much damage in kind of the grand scheme of things. But then that adds up if he has something that says like, you know, deal an additional damage. Ooh, cool. We get to do a weakness text. So let's see what this says. One hero can use a power now. Maybe. One hero may play a card if they do destroy a hero ongoing. I might have him just deal himself damage. Is there anybody I want to use a power right now? Ooh, actually, wow, we've got a lot of options here. I'm clicking on our hero characters to decide if I want to play any of their abilities. I think what I'm going to do, we're going to do this real simple. So we're going to do this. We're going to use one power, and I want that to be Johnny Rocket to draw a card. Just because I see he has a card in his hand that gives us the ability to deal a fair amount of damage. And again, as I said, Argo, in my opinion, is probably the weakest of the villains. He's a good one to start out with. He just healed himself for 4 damage, and he's not dealing damage because if you remember, I can't even remember who it was. I think it was actually Lantern Jack. Is it this guy, Haunt the Guilty? Let's see. No, that's reveal cards from the top of the deck. What I did something where he couldn't deal damage this turn. I'm sorry, I forget what it is. Alright, deals himself 1 infernal damage, increase the next damage dealt by Lantern Jack to any 1 non-hero target by 3. We're going to play Unbearable Brightness, extremely powerful card. This basically negates damage from everybody besides heroes. Reduce damage dealt by non-hero targets by 10, and then at the start of our turn we gain 2 HP, and then we destroy this card. So it's not around forever, because obviously it's extremely powerful. We're going to deal this guy, obviously, damage, Argo, the damage. And then we are going to deal ourselves, yikes, more damage. Ethereal Opponent, I keep forgetting that. So we were above our maximum HP, so we were dealing additional damage there. Okay, so this is the card, the Distracting. This is actually a really good card. Distracting Chatter, you may destroy a momentum. If you do, that card cannot deal damage until the start of your turn. Because it isn't actually these villain cards that are dealing the damage, it's these cards that are telling Argo to deal the damage. So you can, like, you know, stop the main hero from dealing damage. Now, having said that, I don't have another one in hand, so next turn he's going to be able to do this damage pretty much as he wants. Alright, Free for All. He can deal up to X targets to melee damage, where X is the number of momentums in play, then destroy a momentum. So we don't really have much cause to deal a little bit of damage to a lot of people. We deal 1 target, 1 sonic damage. We can destroy a momentum. If we do, he deals 2 more damage and then 2 more damage, so 5 in total. I might do that one. Zigzag Windup. When this card enters play, Johnny Rocket deals up to 2 targets, 2 melee damage each. I think what we're going to do is we're going to play this out. I'm going to have him deal the 1 damage. I'm going to go ahead and let him pop our short-term solution. And then that should send that card. You know, here's the thing about short-term solution. It is extremely powerful by my estimation because it gets rid of so many like cards that are a pain in the ass in this deck. And I want to say it's like a 3 count in this deck. No, it's a 2. Wait, not actual order. I'm not sure if he has 2 or 3. If this indicates that there are 2 actually in the deck and there's 1 in the discard, or if there are 3 in total. But he has a lot of those, and we like have just gotten rid of like something that is otherwise really like powerful by my estimation. So look at this again from in play, and is under the top card of its deck. I don't know. I just think it's so we're gonna have to deal with that, you know, here in like a turn or so, because I guess reread this, and it's not. It gets rid of something temporarily, but it's like a permanent addition. I guess I'm not sure what I'm trying to say, other than it gets rid of something on the field, and then it makes him replay it. It's kind of like some early Yu-Gi-Oh! Lock tech. I don't want to keep us here too long, but I think people can kind of understand why that card, by my estimation, is so powerful. So he will play that card that was underneath of it originally, not on his next turn. So we'll have to deal with that. Do I want to destroy Hand of Hashem? So I'm wrong. I was wrong about what that card does exactly, but it's still a very powerful card because, like, now we know exactly what he's going to play. It's going to be like, what? Not Synthetic Tornado, some other random bullshit. Okay, so we have more spells here, but we also have an equipment. Now, equipments are also, like, this is kind of the bread and butter of his deck. It's like equipment's kind of like fuel the spells. I'm thinking, what do we want to play here? I guess I'll go ahead and play... Wow. Nah, I need to play a spell more than anything. You can remove 2 tokens from this card. If you do, up to 2 players draw 2 cards each. I think I am going to play that, as a matter of fact. You can see, like, let's see, maybe... So all of these cards have, like, little icons at the bottom of them, you've probably noticed. And I'm not sure what each and every one of them means, but like I know some general ones, like this one here that I'm pointing out in the very bottom right is a heart, and it means to heal. Something about this is going to heal him, which we can see 4 HP. This is like the kind of damage that it deals. Like this should be ice damage of some kind, projectile, and it can deal itself cold damage. So projectile is like the first one. So in a case like this, I have no idea what an exclamation mark means, but I can presume that these pluses here mean like where it's moving the tokens. So I don't know. I'm just kind of letting you know. So we can play another card because now we get to play 2 cards. I'm going to play Volatile Elixir. Now, the way that the spells work that you can actually like cast that aren't just cantrips, these happen at the end of your turn. If they have the number of tokens on them that they say that they need, you may do that ability if you want. So case in point, I'm going to destroy this. And what Volatile Elixir does is gives us 3 options. We can add 3 tokens to a spell, draw 3 cards, or this character gains 3 HP. I'm going to add 3 tokens to All-Seeing Eyes of Abraddon. Now he has 3 tokens. We're drawing, which is at the very end of our turn. And then we go to pass the turn, and we have the option to remove 2 tokens to have 2 players draw 2 cards each. I'm going to have Lantern Jack and Johnny Rocket actually draw those cards. So this guy works well as like a support, but not really so much a damage. I find he's hard to ramp into a damage, me personally anyway. There are people out there, like if you're watching this game as somebody who really likes this game, you probably have already typed me out a comment cussing me for being wrong about Johnny Rocket's first ability. I'm sorry. I'm sorry about that. But on top of that, you probably know this game way better than I do. Wow, we're actually getting a crazy amount of help here in this deck, because Crater Ape says each Preserver artifact gains 1 HP, which is what these are, Preserver artifacts, so he's got longevity for the artifacts, and then 1 player may draw 1 card. These cards are altogether just completely helpful to you, Crater Apes. They don't hurt you. Now, of course, we got Lunar Unrest, which I've ignored. At the end of the environment turn, play the top card of the environment deck, so this is a little bit of a problem. If Lady Lunar is in play, she deals each hero target 2 psychic damage and then destroys this card. So she's like the villain of this environment deck a little bit. Okay, so who's going to play a card? Maybe I should have Eldritch play a card. Does he have any? No, I wanted more equipments. Alright, let me see what Lantern Jack has here that I might use. Now, I don't have to negate damage. Search your deck for an ongoing, put it in your hand or into play. You know what? I think I am going to have Lantern Jack play Unsettling Condition, and then he gains 2 HP at the end of that, so he's going to deal enhanced damage as he goes above 15 HP to 16. So we're looking for a heavy ongoing. Usually limiteds are more powerful than just the regular ongoing, so those are the ones I'm going to bother to read. The first time Lantern Jack is dealt damage, he gains an HP, even if he's at or above his maximum, and increases the next damage he does to 1 hero target by 1. So he basically, like, you know, the environment deals damage to him, the enemy deals damage to him, and he sits there and he takes the damage, and then he builds it up and he deals it back to him. Truth comes to light. Each time a non-hero target is destroyed, Lantern Jack gains 1 HP. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to do Incorporeal Form, and whenever he's dealt damage, so he's got more longevity now too. So this is out on the field. If he gets dealt damage, he heals it back basically. Okay, so we did that. That thing can't even deal itself damage right now. Crater Ape should still be able to heal it at the end of this. I also think Moonstone is like a catalyst card. Oh, I just did not do something. Whoops. My bad. Probably whatever Moonstone wanted me to do, I did not do. Alright, so we get to destroy a card. I think we've got too many imprints in play right now for him. What do I want to get rid of? Anything that I'm kind of... You know what? Let's do Burnished Skin because he's healing off of that. First card to get dealt damage. This doesn't really matter because we're going to basically negate each and every one of his damages to everybody. And I think we're going to have to do this for every Synthetic Tornado. So get kind of ready for that. Alright, a weakness text. Player can play a card, destroy a card. I'm going to have him just deal himself 2 damage, but I don't think he can. Yeah, because Unbearable Brightness. Oh well. At least whenever things hit negative, they don't just instantly heal... like, you know, he doesn't heal himself by 9 there. Thank God. So negative damage does not imply that they heal. Whew. Alright, are we about done here with all the synthetic tornadoes? I also need to read exactly what Gravity Lance does. I guess we can do that. At the end of the villain turn, this deals the hero card with the highest HP 3 energy damage, and if there are 7 or more cards in the villain trash, shuffle it into the villain trash and deals itself and this card 5 fire damage each. See, I don't think he's that powerful of a card to be dealing himself that many weaknesses. I don't know. Who knows? Maybe I'm going to be saying all that and I'm going to be eating my words here in just a few seconds, like whenever he just really has me in a chokehold, but I really just don't think Argo's that difficult of a card relative to the other villains who I actually think are a little bit more difficult. So Unbearable Brightness just popped. We've done well to negate damage, but I think it's finally about time that we started taking some damage. Deals one target at himself 1 HP damage, or if that target has more than 10 HP, instead deals it 4 damage, and then he heals himself. Let's see what I want to do. Deals each non-hero target and himself 1 radiant damage, then draw 2 cards. So I think what I'm going to do, I'm going to play Burn the Wicked, and then we're going to target Argo. I might just run Argo completely down because I'm really not worried about Gravity Lance either, especially considering that it hurts itself. Oh, we can read what the Moonstone does now. So this seems to be like the focal point of like his whole deck. Increased damage dealt by environment targets by 1. Reduced damage dealt to environment targets by 1. And then the first time each hero target deals damage each turn, they may also deal 1 psychic damage. So this is almost like a straight buff to us. Now, having said that, we've already caught wind of what the problem might be in the environment deck coming up. I guess we could probably go ahead and take a look at her just in case she doesn't show up. So Lunar Unrest has all this kind of like reference to Lady Lunar, and then there are also other like villain cards like Farsight or Xenophobe. So it seems to me like this is like an alien planet that hates things that are I guess other aliens, you know what I'm saying? Like they have their own race. They're like isolationists, and Lady Lunar is like this, like the head of all that. So she's immune to psychic damage. At the end of the environment turn, she deals each hero target 2 psychic damage. Then each Crater Ape deals the hero target with the highest HP 2 melee damage. So she's going to deal 2. Any of the apes that are on the field are going to deal 2 because she's whipping them up into a frenzy. Any of the Lunar Unrest are going to deal 2. And so, like, if we see her, that's kind of a problem. And then, finally, if we ever see any of these Farsight or Xenophobes, these guys are going to deal more damage with her in play. So we have to keep all of that in mind as we go forward. Like I said, I'm just going to kind of just run down Argo, get him real low on HP because he's really not a problem. Now we got Johnny Rocket coming up, and I bothered to hunt for a card for him, or not hunt, but I think like I was excited to have Interstate Charge in the hand. Deals 1 target X melee damage, where X is the number of cards that entered play this turn, plus 1. So let's say I play 10 cards, and then I play Interstate Charge, it deals 11 damage to something. Okay, picking up speed. So this is kind of the idea behind this. When this card enters play, you can play 1 momentum, then you can play a card. So it's almost like you didn't play anything at all. So we're going to play a momentum, right? Is a momentum first? Yeah, because we can only play a momentum. So we're going to play this, deal 2 damage. Now I have a reason to actually deal damage to Gravity Lance. I'm going to just pick Argo here. Oh, yes, that's right. That's the psychic damage that we're getting to do from the Lunar Stone. Sorry, my bad. I forgot there. All right, so drag a card up to play it. So we get to play 1 more card. I think what I'm going to do is play this to deal the damage to Argo. Now, Argo is an easy character, but having said that, I sort of picked him to go first because obviously he's the easiest. And I picked some characters that are on the weaker side but more complicated side. We'll destroy Zigzag Windup, I guess. Now, I can't remember exactly how many cards we've had come into play, like 3 or 4 or so, but I do think I can go ahead and justify playing Interstate Charge over like Free For All or Flurry of Blows. Let me see what this would do. Deal 1 target a melee damage, then you can destroy 1 momentum. If you do, repeat the entire text of this card. So this is actually good if you play it kind of first, because this is like you're playing this card over and over and over again. So you do Flurry of Blows like 8 times, you pop all your momentums, and then you play Interstate Charge, and it's like you played 8 cards that turn. What I'm going to do, I think we're just going to play Interstate Charge, pop it what I would consider to be a little bit early because, you know, we're kind of rushing down Argo here. We destroy a momentum now. We'll destroy. It doesn't matter. Picking up speed. I think only a few of his momentums actually say anything whenever they're destroyed. I can't remember. I feel like he had something. Do I want to destroy Hand of Hashem? No, we're good. I don't want to destroy that either. And I think we're just going to simply have Eldritch do his, like, assist again here. Because he has other spells here, but they're not really doing me much good. Here we can have an additional power trigger. So, we have each of the main play phases, or the phases of our turn. So we can play an additional card during our play phase. We can draw an additional card during our draw phase, and now we have the final cantrip. We can do an additional power during our power phase. Unfortunately for us, we don't really have any other equipment for us to use powers for, so I'm just going to look at something real simple. You can remove 2 tokens from this card. This one lets you sort of mess with a deck, I think, if you do reveal the top and bottom cards of one deck. So yeah, you can manipulate a deck. This one here, remove tokens. If you do select one target until the end of turn, prevent the first damage dealt to that target each turn. You may remove 2 tokens from this card. If you do, deals 3 things 2 damage. So it doesn't really matter. I'm just going to play whatever that is, Shattuck Can. And then I'm going to add a token to All Seeing Eyes of Abaddon. And then now that's at 2. Yeah, we just drew a master level spell. I don't know particularly how powerful this stuff is. This guy's deck is really complicated, and I don't know the exact ins and outs of it. I'm going to have Lantern Jack draw and Johnny Rocket both draw. Those have been our 2 pretty high damage dealers. Eldritch has been very helpful in terms of an assist type character, so it's been really nice, even though I think Johnny Rocket's been the first one to negate damage, and then Lantern Jack has been the second guy to negate damage. So at the start of the environment turn, each preserver artifact deals themselves 2 damage, and then I think we can have it deal our heroes a damage to negate that effect, or destroy it. So we have another preserver artifact down, but first we have to deal with the Eerie Conduit. One player may play 1 card. What do I want? Who would I want to play? Did Johnny Rocket draw anything good? Honestly, Johnny Rocket does best on his own turn, so I'm going to play probably something from Lantern Jack. I am going to... I'm sucking on my teeth here. I'm deciding what I want to do. He has a lot of just kind of random cards that are dealing a little bit of damage. You know what? I'm going to play Incorporeal Form. The first time that he's dealt damage, he gains 1 HP, because he doesn't have that. No, he does have that out. That's the limited card we do have. Deals himself a damage. I don't really like any of these. Deals up to 2 targets and himself 2 damage. There's nothing here that's super powerful, so what I think I'm going to do, I'm going to just play Blinding Light's probably my best bet. So I'm going to have Lantern Jack play Blinding Light, and then we'll just kind of ramp up for his turn a little bit. He is dealing everybody 1 damage. I don't remember if we have something that is causing him to deal less damage to environment stuff. I kind of hope so, because I don't want to destroy the things that are helping us necessarily, but what can you do? Alright, so Crater Ape, yeah, it looks like we're dealing... okay, the Moonstone's actually negating some of that damage, so that's good, to probably the whole environment. Okay, Sinslaid Bear, that's an ongoing card that we're getting to draw, and then another Unsettling Condition. That was pretty powerful the last time. That basically lets us hunt up an ongoing and then heals us. So finally, the Eerie Conduit's dealing itself damage. The Moonstone stopped it from dealing 2 damage there, so that's nice. Uh-oh. Well, here's the lady we've all been waiting on, folks. Lady Lunar. I hope we're all ready to take a bunch of damage. At least somebody will get to draw a card first. Let's do Johnny Rocket. I'm going to just sit here and let him draw a bunch. So we can, at the end of the environment turn, 1 hero can deal itself basically 4 damage, 2 fire, 2 energy. If they're dealt damage this way, destroy the card. I might as well have Eldritch kind of take this one on the chin for us. He's going to take a little bit of damage. The first time each hero target deals damage each turn, they may also deal 1 psychic damage. I'm not sure why that's happening. Well, okay, he's dealing damage to himself. I see why that's happening. This game is very, very... down to the rules, I guess. One player may draw 3 cards. If they do, this card deals itself 3 damage. So guess who? I'm going to have draw a whole bunch of cards. Honestly, if for whatever reason Lantern Jack does not just deal a shit ton of damage here to, oh boy. Okay, if we live that long. But if for some reason Lantern Jack doesn't deal enough damage to kill Argo, then Johnny Rocket should be able to. The Moonstone is, kind of helping everybody deal some damage here and there. Who's considered to have the highest HP? So in situations like this, we can pick somebody. there are like times you'll see me like move the mouse down to the bottom right to select like choose for me. I cannot believe she did. Why did that not deal that much damage? Does Lunar Unrest happen at the beginning? Oh, it does. So we've got like one turn probably to like get rid of her. Wow, I didn't know it was even going to give us an option like that. So we can pop a card here. I'm just going to pop Gravity Lance. Who cares? He's got Arrow Launcher. I would assume that that is going to deal just like a bunch of damage across the board. Oh yeah, Lantern Jack was dealt damage and he healed himself. All of the cards kind of across the board are getting dealt damage. Weakness text to perform. Yikes. This is looking worse and worse for Argo. He is like right on the edge here. And the thing is, like, I don't know what his redeeming is. Like, I don't know. Maybe he is better. I don't know. I can't think of a way that, like, Argo is super powerful, though. Alright, select the first target to be dealt damage. So everybody's going to eat a projectile damage. I'm not really so worried about that. Even his own cards, not just Argo, but even his own imprints. So funny. He can't even deal damage to the environment. Wow. We picked a very friendly environment on the whole, and we picked a very friendly hero. Now, having said that, I don't really like Eldritch. Johnny Rocket's okay, but he's not nearly as good as the Speedster from Sentinels of the Multiverse, which I can kind of show her once we get back to the main screen, which should be very soon. If Argo somehow doesn't accidentally kill himself. Okay, so getting Eldritch dealt some damage. This is kind of crazy because he has so far dealt us kind of a lot of damage here. He's discarding the top 3 cards of something or other, but we should be able to kill him off here. So what am I thinking? Let's do... I think we should kind of play it straight. We'll just play this because you never know what can happen, I guess. Each time a non-hero target is destroyed, Lantern Jack gains an HP. We'll go ahead and put it in play. Cool, so he gains 3 HP off something. Deal 1 target 3 damage. Alright, we'll just have it be Argo. And we'll see if we win off that. Cool, we did win. So that's a victory under the belt already. Kind of surprised. Things were looking a little bit rough there at the end. Honestly, if I had to keep playing, I probably would have popped that... like, if he had another 30 HP, I would have probably popped that woman, Lady Lunar or whatever, before she became a problem. And then, like, that would have probably been Johnny Rocket's turn, like, all worrying about popping it, her. And he also had, like, deal a lot of damage across the board. So I had probably, like, 20 or 30 damage to spend across... Lantern Jack and Johnny Rocket's turn. So anyway, I'm gonna build the next deck. So I think I'm gonna play across the board. We're gonna do Meta Mind next. Now this guy is kind of like he starts off as like a big invading spaceship, and then he flips over to like this, like, you know, once you get close to him, you basically shoot down the spaceship. You like fight this metal tube that has like a brain in it. So he's the Gru Metamind. Now I'm not going to go over meticulously what he does until actually maybe we get into the the game, because that might be a little boring. Now what I am going to do, I'm going to pick a kind of, I want to go with like characters that are maybe like in space a little bit here. Who do I want to go with? Let's do... So, there are characters that have nemesis. Metamind has a nemesis in Pseudo, this character. We're going to see that in a lot of the cards that the two play. They like feature one another a lot. Then I'm going to do... I'm thinking pretty carefully. Let's do like Lady Liberty and Star Knight. I think that's the 3 I kind of want to go with here. And then we'll do an environment. I want to do something in space, so we're going to do Terminus and... yeah, this looks good. So Metamind versus Pseudo, Lady Liberty, and Star Knight. We didn't dupe anything. We're playing on a new environment. All right, let's go. Okay, so I don't think that this one's going to be necessarily as friendly as the last one was for us. I also didn't realize that he was going to have some intro text. My bad. Okay, so you can see here's like the way I kind of understand this, and they have a podcast every week, I think it is, or they used to, that has like 100 fucking episodes with all the lore of all these different characters, and it's like, damn, I wish I had that much time in a week to like listen to all that shit. Of course, I'm coming into this late, but the way I understand it anyway is like there's this race of like creatures that this, the idea behind this brain is it like basically enslaves races and goes like planet to planet. It's kind of like the villain, Brainiac, I think it is, from like Superman's thing. I think that thing was like going race to race and like, you know, just kind of like taking over like races and enslaving them. I think theirs was more the mechanical side. This thing is like all psychic, and then it finally like arrives to Earth, and then one of them was able to break free, which is this character here, Pseudo. Alright, so we need to let these guys just deal the damage. A lot of times, I was saying earlier, you'll see me move my mouse down to the bottom right to just choose for me. That's basically something where I don't really care what the output is. Well, I might not care what the output is, but it doesn't change anything. So it's like asking which target I want dealt to have dealt the first damage. I'm just in the habit of clicking choose for me because, like a lot of times it'll be like dealing damage to like 10 targets, and I really don't give a shit. Now, if we get down to where like my characters have like 2 HP, I'll probably do something about that. But okay, so I had to take a little drink and clear out my nose. I could hear I was getting stuffed up a little bit. So the way that Pseudo works is he has like a lot of forms and shapes. Now, Pseudo actually has like a very easy variant to unlock. We talked about variants. And it's more easy for me to show you what that is. But to do that, I have to play 3 shapes in 1 turn. So what that means is his cards have like a shape suffix to them. So where we've had ongoing before, and these are all limited, we can like play down a shape and it does that effect text. And it's usually like indicative, like perfect disguise. When this card enters play, reveal the top 2 cards of one deck, discard one of them and put the other on top of that deck, then destroy its shape other than this one. Pseudo is immune to damage dealt by environment targets. So this is all about like, this card specifically is all about manipulating the environment deck. Now, this one looks a little bit more volatile than what we did before. This one, as far as I'm able to tell, is like mostly all villain cards, like that'll hurt us. Then we have like Stealthy Form. This keeps him from getting dealt as much damage by the villains. When this card enters play, discard the top card of one deck, then destroy each shape other than this one. The first time Pseudo would be dealt damage, each turn you can redirect that damage to another hero target. If you do, increase the next damage dealt by Pseudo by 1. So he's like sneaking around, the enemies are dealing damage to other people, and then he like hits them from behind. Now, what I'm going to do, Group Battle Shifter. At the start of your turn, you may play 1 shape. The power is until the end of this turn, increase damage dealt by Pseudo by 1, and then you can play 1 shape. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to play this down. This is ongoing limited. It's not a shape. I am going to, I think what I'm going to do, I'm going to play this down, which causes him to deal enhanced damage, which would normally help if I had something that was actually worth kind of playing that dealt damage. I don't. So we're going to play Perfect Disguise, and whenever this comes in, I'm going to reveal the top card of the Terminus, and then we're going to pick a card to keep on top. So we're going to discard a card. Well, maybe it'd be better if I said we're going to be discarding a card and the other one gets kept on top. So Terminus Husk just kind of generally has a higher or a lower HP. The Omega Throne has a bunch of HP and is just like a straight buff to the villains. Reduce damage dealt to the villain character with the highest HP by 1, and then at the end of the environment turn, the villain character with the lowest HP regains 5 HP. So super powerful, no reason not to discard that one over the other one. Like I said, basically just a straight up buff to the villain. Okay, so now Pseudo deals the normal amount of damage. Lady Liberty is a fantastic like defense, or not defense, like a support card. That's the word we're looking for. Let's see what cards we have. Each hero target regains 1 HP. One other player can use a power. 1 2-punch says deal 1 target 2 melee and 2 radiant. Healing Warmth, 1 other hero character regains 3 HP, and then that hero's player can play 1 card. Do I have anything I'd even want to play here? Nah, not for Pseudo. Anything for Star Knight, actually. Actually, yeah. So here's what we're going to do. I'm going to actually combo this a little bit. So she has this card here, which says when this enters play, select 1 target. That target is immune to damage. And then at the start of your turn, because that's kind of a, OP, you destroy this card. So I'm going to play this, and I'm going to use it on Star Knight. They're now immune to damage. Lady Liberty says each other hero card regains 1 HP, and then 1 other player can draw a card. We're going to actually have, I'm trying to think, let's actually have Pseudo draw a card, because I have some ideas of what I want Star Knight to do. Okay, she's drawing another card herself, which is at the end of her turn. Okay, so here's what we're going to do. I'm going to play down Star Knight Oath. Star Knight Oath, very powerful. Each time a villain target would deal damage, we can redirect that damage to Star Knight. So she is both immortal to damage, and then she can redirect all the damage to herself, Star Knight. She has another ability. Her stuff is all about putting your stuff in the trash, like cards in your hand, cards on top of your deck, and then you put cards from the trash back into the deck, and that's the cards in your discard are kind of your like ammo in this sense. So I'm just going to start picking off some of the Grus, which is the race of characters. And then maybe like the next villain turn, I'll like kind of go over what that character actually does, the villain does. Okay, we don't have enough cards to move 4 from the discard to on top of the deck, which is to do her ability, which happens at the end of her turn with this card. You can move 4 cards from your trash to the bottom of your deck. If you do, either put 1 equipment card from the trash into play or play 1 card. So basically you can play an additional card or play a card from the trash, but we don't have enough cards for that. We can move cards up to that amount. So let's say there was something in my discard that I just desperately wanted back in the deck for some reason, or I get to trigger an ability if there's no cards in my discard. Then I would, even though I don't get the ability from that card, that ongoing card, I can still put it back into the deck. I just won't get the trigger off that ability. If you kind of understand where I'm coming from here. So he's going to get to play a bunch of cards, but I am going to just have them all redirect to Star Knight. So I think I can show off, let's see, who's considered to have the second highest HP. I'll just have it be Pseudo. It doesn't really matter. Oh yeah, choose for me. So, do you want to redirect 2 melee damage aimed at Pseudo to Star Knight? So you should be able to like hold down on this, and it will select that for the rest of this turn. So I'm going to go ahead and have this tick up to yes. For the rest of this turn, I'm going to have all damage redirect to Star Knight no matter what. And then it doesn't. I would actually, well, it doesn't really matter where they poke any of these because I'm just going to have Star Knight eat the damage. So those two pair together very well, Star Knight and Lady Liberty. Pseudo is not very good, but he does a very good job at countering Metamind. So if you're going to come, I wouldn't take Pseudo on any other villain right now unless they introduce more villains that he might be better against. But he is pretty good against Metamind specifically. He has a lot of Metamind hate cards. Speaking of, he has so many Grus out on the field right now that it's really like hurting my shit. But I got kind of a plan to deal with that here this turn specifically. Because I said that this guy actually is going to be able to deal, like he's got kind of counters to Metamind. So let's see what Metamind does exactly. So we don't care about the startup because all that really already happened, which was basically play a bunch of Grus. When this card would be destroyed, it flips instead, so you've got to deal with the mothership, and then it crash lands and becomes like whatever the hell this thing is, like a brain in a jar. Alright, reduce melee damage dealt to this thing by 1, so it's kind of got like a resistance to melee damage. That's kind of annoying, especially considering how many characters deal just melee damage in general. At the end of the villain turn, the top 2 cards of the villain deck are revealed. Each revealed Gru is put into play, and other revealed cards are shuffled back into the villain deck. Then if no targets enter play this way, it deals each non-villain target 2 energy damage. So it's either going to play cards, or it's going to deal damage. Alright, I think in addition to just playing a card anyway, which happens on the villain turn. So, all right. So my plan here is I want to play, we get to play I think we get to play a fucking shape first. So I'm going to play Stealthy Form. I'm going to discard a card off Star Knight because that would actually help her to discard cards for her. Perfect Disguise gets destroyed, but I'm not worried about that. Okay, then we get to play another card. I'm going to play Thickened Build, which is going to heal us by a certain amount of HP and give us damage resistance. And then finally, I'm going to play I'm going to use this power to increase the damage dealt by us by 1. And then I can play Barbed Spines, which is one of our newer drawn cards. When this card enters play, he deals damage to each non-hero target by 1 projectile damage, and then destroy each other shape. Each time Pseudo is dealt damage by a non-hero target, he deals that target 2 melee damage. So basically, we're going to play this and deal 2 damage to every enemy on the field right now. And those are all getting redirected to Terminus Husk. Wait, why did one get directed to... Oh, you know what? I probably tried to attack Metamind, and I think the big bad villain... like I said, this is like a very villain-oriented, environment deck, so it probably just got a hand from Terminus Husk, like the big bad villain did. I'd like to read it and find out, but... okay, now it's dead. Alright, well, we can look at it in the discard. Villain character cards are immune to damage. Good thing we did that one last, huh? Oh, now we have Clobbering Arms. This is another good card. This just deals like a lot of damage one time and then continues to deal a lot of damage. So now that effect is gone, thank God. And pseudo dealing more damage is gone too, so whatever. Terminus Husk said, when a villain character, so that is a villain character, not like this is a character card. Star Knight herself is a character card, so that would be a hero character card. Meta Mind is like, a villain character card. Okay, and then what else did it say? I doubt it was important. When this card's destroyed, villain characters are immune to damage for the rest of the turn. Yeah, good thing we popped him last. Okay, so what do we want to do here? I could have somebody use a power, but do I want to do that? Not really. Damn, we have a lot of kind of random shit we can do. I think what I'm going to do, I'm going to play Liberty Smite, which is going to let us deal 3 damage to one target and then play another card. And then I'm going to probably do Rallying Cry, right? Each hero target gains an HP, somebody can use a power. And I'm going to do that so that Star Knight can pop us another Gru Brute. Star Knight, use a power, and then she's going to discard another card off the top of her deck too. So we're going to destroy another Gru Brute because it dropped below the HP threshold. And then now he is down to 2 Grus. Let's see. Each other hero card regains an HP, and then one other player may draw a card. I think once again I'm going to need Pseudo to draw a card. He's been doing a really good job at countering Meta Mind, but I need to keep him going a little bit. So let's see what we've got here. Augmented Burst says move up to 3 cards from your trash to the bottom of your deck. Meta Knight. Or Meta, goddamn, I'm Deltarune brained. My bad. That's what that's from, right? Yeah, Meta Knight. What the fuck is Meta Knight from? I can't remember. Metaton is who I'm thinking of. I'm stupid. It was Kirby. I had to Google it. I was like, no, maybe that's not Deltarune. Yeah, Meta Knight from Kirby. Oh my goodness. Okay, so move up to 3 cards from the trash to the bottom of your deck. Deals X targets 2 energy damage, where X is the number of cards we move to the bottom of your deck plus 1. I really only need to do 3. And I could play like some of these other cards, like this lets me hunt up basically like a sword that deals damage. This one lets me hunt up a shield that helps negate damage. I think what I'm going to do is just play Augmented Burst, and I'm going to throw away, or not throw away, we're going to put on back in the deck, 2 cards, and then it's going to let us deal damage to 3 things. So we're going to be able to pop all the Grus. So we were able to clean up the Grus this turn. And I know I keep saying Gru, and it probably in your mind keeps registering as like the minion shit. Dealing 2 damage to Meta Mind, and I'm also thinking, of course, about Mega Mind. All right, so we're gonna deal another damage to Meta Mind. Unfortunately, that is a melee damage, so it only deals the 1, and it should be the environment's turn. We don't have enough cards to move move from the trash back to the deck. So I actually think this isn't the worst card to play. I think this is probably like one of the better villain cards to get played. There's another Breach. Each time an environment card is destroyed, each hero target deals itself 1 psychic damage, and I think it just deals another damage of some kind. Alright, Exert Control. Destroy 1 hero ongoing, and then the 2 targets with the highest HP deal each other 3 damage. So here's what we're going to do. I'm going to go ahead and destroy... let's get rid of Barbed Spines. We don't really have any Grus out on the field anymore, so I don't really have to deal with that. We're going to deal each other a certain amount of damage. Kind of annoying, but what can you do? His cards are actually pretty fucking powerful. So Discord's kind of annoying, but thankfully I think it just went into his discard. Now we have a Meta Gru, which I think is basically a Gru that's a superhero. This card deals the villain target other than its... Wait, what? This card deals the villain target other than itself with the highest HP 3 psychic damage. Then it deals the hero target with the highest HP 1 psychic, 1 energy, 1 melee. Okay, so it looks like... This deals like an okay amount of damage, like nothing special, but the amount of control that Metagru has to exert over it, like in his brain, like also causes him like psychic damage. So that's how I'm sort of imagining it anyway. And I might go ahead and just tag this to not do that for the rest of this turn. Doesn't look like I need to. Good. Okay, so we can play a shape. There's a shape, and we're going to get to deal some damage here. I'm going to deal 3 damage to Metagru, and then at the end of this turn, if Clobbering Arms is still in my hand, I can continue to deal damage. Alright, so this is going to let us draw 3 cards, discard 2. I'm thinking about keeping barbed spines. We'll see. Because I'm not going to have that much of an option. I'm only going to keep one of these, I think. No, yeah, I can keep 2. Okay, so draw 3 cards, discard each non-shaped card. Maybe. Honestly, I think I'm going to discard 1 preserved self-image and 1... Damn, I kind of want malleable flesh, though. Shit. Fuck, I want all 3 of these. Let's get rid of malleable flesh. Oh, well. Light the way. Okay, so I'm going to be able to play barbed spines, I think, if I wanted to. We'll see. We'll see. So now Lady Liberty has to discard 2 cards. I'm going to have her discard, just because I happen to know them. I think I'm going to get rid of Healing Warmth, because it's not super important that a character gets to randomly play a card with this character composition. Light the Way, I think, is pretty powerful. I think what I'm going to do... Nah, I also kind of want to keep that one too. Shit, this one's kind of hard for me to pick from. Let's just do Unshackled Resilience. I generally like that card, actually, but out of all those, I kind of like all those cards. So now, finally, the easiest of the discards, probably. We're going to discard... I have so much shit that I can fucking play from here. When this card's destroyed, discard the top card of your deck, draw 1 card, play 1 card. So this is limited, so that one's a pretty easy first decision. And I'm going to get rid of 1 energy bask. Fuck it. Alright, so now we can use a power. Increase damage, you can play shape. Deals 2 damage, we can play 1 shape. I think... Honestly, neither of these really matter all that much. I'm going to just play this one. Either way, doesn't really matter to us. So I'm going to deal 2. I'm going to play Barbed Spines, which is going to deal 1 to everybody. I don't even know if... No, that's a projectile damage, so that's actually going to deal enhanced damage to Metamine. Now, because we are nemesises of one another, nemesi, I guess, that damage, we get +1 whenever we deal it to him, or he deals it to Pseudo. Cool. So that is done and done. Excuse me. We have a lot of options here. Reveal cards from the top of your deck until 2 ongoings are revealed. Put 1 in the hand and 1 into play. Shuffle the other revealed cards back into your deck. This is extremely, like, another just really good card for us. Blazing Torch says if Lady Liberty has 25 or fewer HP, you draw another card. If she has 20 or fewer, you play another card. If she has 15 or fewer, you can use another power. So again, just super, super fucking powerful. I think what I'm going to do, I'm going to play Light the Way to kind of build things up, because I'm sure she'll be under 20. Really, the threshold for this is like under 20 is when I'll easily play it, because then I can play an additional card, and it doesn't matter that I'm playing Blazing Torch anyway. Anyway, we got revealed 2 cards, so I'm going to put Unshackled Resilience into the hand, and I played, obviously, the Blazing Torch, which was the card that I said I would have played anyway, so everybody's going to regain an HP, and we're going to have... Let's just have Pseudo draw again. I think he's having trouble a little bit with card economy. He is. Light the Way, another good card for us to have drawn there. And for some reason... Oh, yeah, she's got 2 draws. I almost said for some reason she's drawing a card. So what are we thinking here? I could do Ignite the Blade. Ignite the Blade, again, is the one that lets us hunt for Sword of the Star Knight, and we have several swords in our deck, so it doesn't matter. And it also hunts our trash, so as long as it's not in the hand, it's worth playing. The thing with playing, like you're probably thinking, like, why would I play Ignite the Blade instead of just playing the sword? So Ignite the Blade has some additional text. You may move 2 cards from your trash to the bottom of your deck, and if you do, this thing deals something 2 energy damage. So I'm kind of thinking, what's Nihilor Soul Furnace? Each hero deals itself 1 psychic, and each minion regains 2 HP. That isn't really that bad. What do part bearers say? Each device regains 2 HP. If no HP is regained this way, play the top card of the environment deck. When this card's destroyed, put 1 device from each trash into play. I think that really only is going to affect him, because I don't think that this guy has any devices. This guy is meant to play with Omega, I think, which is a kind of a fuck up on my part, but whatever. Okay, Star Knight deals 1 target, 1 melee. I can destroy a card. I also have cards that I can now put from the trash. Yeah, honestly, that's what we're going to do. So I'm going to play... Do I want to play Protect and Serve? Let's play, the sword. I'm tired of, analyzing this a little bit. Deal 1 target, 2 damage. Then we're going to get +1 for Sword of the Star Knight. Oh, yeah, because it's a melee. That's right. I was like, why am I dealing less damage? Because it's Groove Metamine. So now... what just happened? Oh yeah, we discarded a card from the top of our deck to that. Then we can remove 4 cards from our discard to back under the deck. It doesn't really matter which 4 that we pick because they're all the way at the very bottom of the deck. If you were really worried about it, I guess you could specifically choose. Now we can play another card. I am going to play Protect and Serve. This is going to let us hunt up a shield. So they have, I can't remember, it's like a sword, shield, and something else. I think it's like a Moxie. We can move 2 cards to the bottom of our deck. If we do, prevent the next damage dealt to any 1 hero target. It doesn't really matter for me, but I'm just going to do it just to do it. And then now we have Hard Light Shield, which I think is just a flat 1 damage decrease to Star Knight. And Tropic Storm is kind of like a it deals damage to everybody, villain included, equal to the number of breaches that we have in play, plus 1. Again, more powerful with an Omega card. Alright, so Discord, this is going to... Actually, he might not be able to play that. I forget if he's going ongoings. Oh, that was the top card of the deck, and now we're going to hunt for 2 Grus, right? Or is he going to deal damage? I keep forgetting. Which card should take effect first? Let's just have Protect and Serve happen. It doesn't really matter. So do I want Star Knight to take damage for everybody? No, and I'm going to tag that as no for the turn. I guess we have Hard Light Shield, which would have been kind of okay-ish, but I'm not really building Star Knight to just straight up heal itself. So, increased damage dealt by hero targets, 2 hero targets by 1. At the end of the villain turn, the hero target with the lowest HP deals the hero target with the highest HP 1 psychic, which is generally just like dealing 2 damage, so Discord becomes a problem whenever there's a bunch of them on the field, or Metamind starts playing like a lot of psychic damage dealing cards because it makes us all fight one another. We could play Perfect Disguise. This will let us hunt the or adjust the top card on the. What should I do? You see, Metamind doesn't matter because he usually just like filters for whatever he wants anyway. So I'm going to just do this on Terminus. Who do we want on the top? At the end of the environment turn, each breach regains 2 HP. If no HP is regained this way, play the top card of the environment deck. When this card is destroyed, put 1 breach from a villain or environment trash into play. Yeah, they're basically just keeping them breaches on the field. Increased damage dealt by this card for 1 for each drudge in play. And then at the end of the environment card, it deals a hero target, the second lowest HP, 1 toxic damage. I'm going to just discard Nihilor. Honestly, this is getting a little bit out of control, the entropics, or like the environment a little bit. Preserve self-image. Reveal cards from the top of your deck until you get 3 shapes. Put them into your hand, discard the other cards, and then you can either draw a card or play a card. This is pretty good. I am going to play a card, and we're going to play Clobbering Arms, actually. I want to deal 3 plus 1 minus 1 because it is fucking melee damage to Metamind. And then was there anything else I was kind of thinking here? I think I'm gonna deal 2. Is that melee again? Son of a bitch. Alright, 2 melee damage here. I might want to clean up the enemy field before I like pop Metamind, because whenever he flips he actually becomes a big fucking problem. Barbed Spines, that just kind of deals damage across the board. Do I want to do that, or do I want to save? Because Clobbering Arms at the end of our turn is going to deal 1 target 3 melee damage. I could also play Risky Impersonation, but I'm going to hold off on that, actually. Okay, let's do Stealthy Form. I just am kind of whatever about this one. Whose top deck should get discarded? Of course, Star Knight we're going to do because that helps. Excuse me, instead of hurts. And then we're going to draw, and that should be, yep, Lady Liberty's turn. What do I want to do from here? We got Blazing Torch, so we're not yet able to play 2 cards. We could do Light the Way, actually. 1 card in hand, 1 onto the field. Which one's going into the hand? Increased damage dealt by Lady Liberty by 1. Let's do the Light of Liberty in the hand, because I'll save that for a rainy day whenever I need to negate some damage. And then now she deals 1 additional damage. Of course, she doesn't have anything that yet is dealing damage, but that'll come sooner or later. We're going to have... how many cards does Pseudo have? I'm trying to broker a balance between these two. I'm going to actually have just Pseudo draw. Alright, so then it should be... Star Knight's turn, Meta Knight. I can't believe I called that a Delta Rune thing earlier. I think I'm thinking of the Dark Knight or something from that game. Ignite the Blade, but we already have Sword of the Star Knight out, so half of the text on this thing's kind of useless. We could do Star Beam, which moves up to 4 cards and deals some damage. I think what I'm going to do, actually, I am going to, when this card's destroyed, this character regains 3 HP. At the start of your turn, if your trash is empty, discard the top card of your deck and destroy this card. I think what I'm going to do, Energy Bash. I'm going to deal damage to this. Fuck, it is a fucking melee attack, of course. I'm so dumb. Oh, well. And we're going to destroy... I kind of want to... Ooh, yeah, but then I get to play everything off this. Okay, so we're basically getting a whole ass another turn from playing this. I'm going to play Ignite the Blade, which is going to let us hunt up... Oh, yeah, we can't play a Sword of the Star Knight because it's chains, which means Sword of the Star Knight's still out on the field. Whoops. You can move 2 cards from the bottom of your deck to deal some damage. Do I want to do that? Nah, fuck it. We'll just hold off on it for now. But we did destroy something, so we get to deal some more damage to Meta Mind. And we can deal more melee damage. I think maybe we should try to deal with the Soul Furnace. They're just like not really that big a problem. I don't know. It's like I take 1 damage every once in a while. We can move 4 cards to the bottom of the deck, which will let us play another card, which I do kind of want to do. So let's do that. Protect and Serve. We'll just put Ignite the Blade. Both Ignite the Blades in there. And then I can now play Sword of the Star Knight. But do I want to do that? What's Crackdown do? Destroy 1 of your equipment cards. Move 2 cards from your trash to the bottom of your deck. It deals 1 target 3 energy damage. We could do Energy Bash. Let's just do Sword of the Star Knight. Increase our damage again. Alright, time for the environment's turn. Oh yes, this is finally going to pop off. So it's going to deal basically like 2 damage kind of across the board. Who could I redirect the damage to? I guess Star Knight. And then this is going to increase the next damage that Pseudo deals by 1, which I guess is good. It's also dealing damage to its own stuff. Part Bears was destroyed. It doesn't matter to me, whichever one takes place. Whichever one wants to take place, I guess. Oh, great. They're dealing psychic damage to one another. Son of a bitch. That's no good. Why? I actually don't know why that's happening. Maybe just So Discord says... What does So Discord say? It says... Not anything important. This is at the end of the villain turn. Maybe it was because of what I had... What does this thing say? When this card's destroyed, put 1 device... No, that's not it either. Oh, maybe it's this. Each hero target deals itself 1 psychic damage. Shit. Yeah, so that is kind of a problem paired with Meta Mind. Shit. I wasn't really thinking of that. Also, the environment dealt a fair bit of damage there. Now, granted, that is 2 of those like storm cards out of the deck there, so that's not something we'll have to run into very soon. Metamorphic Infiltration, I believe, is like thing that just kind of does like a little bit of pick damage to our characters. It also looks like it's going to be... Oh no, this is Gru dealing that damage. Oh, who should redirect damage? Fuck it, this guy can redirect damage to Star Knight. It doesn't really matter. And then I'm going to just have this say no for this turn because they're not like immune to damage. Surely we'll run into another one of those cards here soon. And then we can recombo that and that'll help again. Give us a little bit of breathing room. Holy shit. Yeah, we're dealing each other damage. I get it. Alright. Oh man, that's actually looking rough for Lady Liberty there a little bit. Okay, so here's what I want to do. We got Risky Impersonation, which I can play this to make him stop playing cards at the cost of psychic damage to this guy, which is basically trading HP. Kind of sucks in that regard. So who's going to be the first to be dealt damage? Stealthy Form. Let's deal it to this, and then it increases the damage to it like a very little bit, right? Okay, and then Pseudo Nemesis is dealing Meta Mind some additional damage. Then we have Barbed Spines out now. Oh, yes, now we can play this. Draw 3 cards, discard each non-shape drawn this way. This is good for us. Draw 3 cards, because I actually need some draw support for this guy. I've been able to tell pretty clearly. Okay, and that is done. So Mind Over Matter pretty much directly counters that. Reduce psychic damage dealt to hero targets by 1. Now, I think I have to discard everything that's not a fucking form, which is really unfortunate because I was just talking about how I like that card. Okay, Blazing Torch. So she's going to get to do the full Monty. Draw twice, play twice, power twice. So here's what I'm thinking. Let's play Liberty Smite because this doesn't really hurt us in any way. I'm going to have... Ooh, I need to focus Nihilor Soul Furnace first. Because if I destroy the Mega Desecrator, we're going to all deal ourselves a whole bunch of damage. So I still have 2 plays that I can do. Let's do... I want to do Shelter the Innocent first, because this is... and then we're going to make Star Knight immune, of course. And then we got a whole nother play that we can do here. I want to do... Let's do 1-2 punch, and then I'm just going to knock out that fucking Soul Furnace. It's been getting on my nerves for long enough. Alright, coolio. And then we can have her heal everybody, and then somebody's going to get a draw card. Does Star Knight need the draw? Honestly, not really. You know what? I'm still just going to let Star Knight draw. She's got the upcoming turn. I think Star Knight's a girl. I get them and Daedalus, another character, mixed up, who is like another character that's in full armor, but that one's a guy, I think. Okay, so we have 3 cards in the discard. We have Augmented Burst here. Move 3 cards from your trash to the bottom of your deck. This guy deals a certain amount of damage across the board. Or girl. I think I'm going to do that. Yeah, I'm just thinking like what order I kind of want to do things in. So yeah, I'm going to play shit. Or do I want to do like Energy Bash first? You know what? Let's do... Fuck. You know what? Let's just do Augmented Burst. I'm not going to think too hard about it. So I'm going to put all 3 of these back in the deck so that we can deal damage across the board. We still have the sword in play, so I'm able to knock out like a Mega Desecrator, and then we'll get rid of the Metamorph Infiltrator. And then now we've got recontrol over the field, thank God. I don't know necessarily that we needed like to be made immune to damage, but that doesn't really matter. Oh, I have to choose another target. Then let's just do it to ourselves so it doesn't accidentally hurt anybody. Ooh, that one was a closey. Now we can deal a target melee damage. Of course, unfortunately, that has to be metamined. Who cares? Alright. Is it finally... like, time for the environment to have a turn? Oh yeah, we don't have enough cards to move from the discard back to the deck, so we eventually get a card that really helps with that, but just not now, I guess. Alright, Pseudo. But to unlock the variant of Pseudo, I have to have played 3 shapes in 1 turn and beat this guy. So beat the Metamind. So it's really important for us to actually beat him. Now he's dealing damage, and I'm going to be able to redirect that. And for this turn specifically, obviously I want all that damage dealt to Star Knight, who's fucking immune to it. Then my next strategy for Lady Liberty is to play those 2 cards that lower the damage of the villains. I think that's going to help out a whole lot. Alright, so we can play a shape off the bat, as has been the use so far. We draw 1 card. I think that this one's an okay first play. We'll be able to draw a card, regain an HP. Ooh, I do want to play this one next. We're going to draw 3 cards, discard 2. Go ahead and just choose for me, which just does turn order for us. Discard 2. I think... Wow, we got a lot of telepathic coordination there. I'm going to get rid of Stealthy Form. I'm going to get rid of Perfect Disguise, because the villain deck hasn't, like... I can't really put something healthy on top of it, so it doesn't really matter. Everything's going to kind of fuck us a little bit. We got another Shelter the Innocent, which is great. So we've got 3 turns of, like, basically no damage coming our way. I'm going to get rid of Unshackled Resilience. This is like a nice one-shot of like a bunch of damage, but that's not something I really need right this second. And then, of course, this card just generally helps Star Knight. I'm going to discard... Let's get rid of Ignite the Blade. Starbeam is a good card, but I just don't have the cards to use it right now. The cards in my discard to use it right now. So now we can play... Wow, I would have to play a shape, and I don't really want to play any of these shapes, so... You know what, though? Hold up. Can I redirect, like, any damage? Let me read this. Each time a villain target would deal damage... Shit. So no. Well, does this deal damage? Each time a villain card would enter play, Pseudo can deal himself 5 psychic damage, so no, that doesn't really help me much. Maybe I should just draw some cards. Yeah, fuck it. Let's just draw 3 cards. And we're only going to keep the shape. So that one's going. It's limited anyway. This one's a shape. We'll keep her. And this one's another shape. We'll keep it too. So we discard that. And we drew Perfect Disguise. Damn, a lot of the ones that I don't really care to have. Okay, so we get to play 2 again. We're going to have Shelter the Innocent. Play that, obviously, on Star Knight. And... What was I thinking next? What's something I could just kind of pass? Oh, let's play this. This will help us out a little bit. And then we can put one of these into the hand, one on the field. Doesn't matter. They're limited anyway. So now we can use 2 of her powers. We're going to have one person draw a card, and then everybody gains HP. Have Star Knight draw, and then Freedom Touch says Lady Liberty deals 2 damage, which is going to get plussed up to 1. It's radiant damage, so one player draws a card. So I'm going to, again, play this on Grudrone to pop it, or use her power on Grudrone to pop it. Then we're going to draw a card. I'm going to have Star Knight draw another card. I just want them to have a lot of options when their turn comes. And then we have Radiant Dive. That's an okay damaging card. We have a lot of stuff in the hand right now for everybody, which is really good. Is it Starstone Calamator? When this card's destroyed, Star Knight deals 1 target 2 energy damage. The first time we deal damage each turn, you can move 1 card from your trash to the bottom of your deck and then deal some damage. I still haven't found like the one card I'm kind of looking for yet, which is kind of unfortunate. Let's play... Shit. I don't know what I want to play. We got Crackdown, destroy 1 of your equipment cards and move 2 cards from your trash to the bottom of your deck. I don't really want... You know what? Fuck it. Let's play Starstone Calamator. I'm not familiar with that word. I'm sorry if I'm pronouncing it wrong and it's irritating you. I'm going to, since this is melee damage, move towards attacking Omega Breacher just because I'm sure he's going to be fucking annoying. We'll put Star Beam on the bottom, and then deal 3 energy damage again to Omega Breacher just because I don't want to deal with it. Then we discarded a card, and I think we have enough cards to play another card. Yep, we'll move 4 cards. We'll move, well, it doesn't matter because it's just going to select all those. Alright, and then we can do Combat Recharge, discard the top card of your deck, draw 2 cards, and she regains 3 HP. So this is a good, nice little breather card for us. Causes us to draw, causes us to regain some HP, you know, but we don't get much else from it. So no damage is dealt. Part Bearers, fuck, we're going to get another card from the top of the villain deck played. That's going to be annoying. At least it's just Omega Desecrator. That's going to deal some damage, but who cares? And that is not a villain card, so it gets to send that damage through. Alright, Dominate Will. I'm trying to... I can't remember if Meta Knight's dealing much damage across the board or if it's all of us just dealing damage to one another. Nope, it looks like that's just, for this turn anyway, him dealing damage to us. So I could play a shape. I'm going to play Perfect Disguise. Then I can look at the top of the Terminus library, see if we got any problems coming. Just put a... discard Nihilor Coil Bound and keep the other guy on top there. I think it was the Omega Breacher. Okay, so we can play another card. I'm thinking Telepathic Coordination. This just kind of gives us some more general draw, and I can discard some stuff that just hasn't been too terribly useful for me in this hand anyway. Thicken build wouldn't be bad to regain some HP. I'm going to get rid of this one, which is basically the dodge melee and projectiles, and I'm going to get rid of one of the risky impersonations. Basically, I might play that in a game. Don't get me wrong, it's a really good card, but I would not ever probably put it out twice because you usually are trading a bunch of HP. Alright, so now she's going to discard 2 cards. I think I'm going to get rid of anything limited that I already have in play. So I'm going to get rid of that, and I'm going to get rid of Blazing Torch. Cool. So that didn't really affect Lady Liberty at all. And then now we have Star Knight. Basically anything limited here I'm going to also just discard. We can get rid of Star Knight Oath, for example. We can get rid of Hard Light Shield. Cool. And then we can play a shape, and I'm thinking about just playing Thickened Build. We can have this guy deal 2 melee damage. I don't want to do that. What kind of... Oh, this is just a draw. That's right. And we can play a shape. You know what? Honestly, let's just have him deal some damage to something. We'll just have him deal it to the Grudrone. I know that we're kind of meandering a little bit here, but eventually we start reaching a threshold where we're, like, much more powerful than... because we kind of need this for Meta Knight. I know that this one's kind of going on for a minute, but... Meta Knight's second phase is very powerful. We're just kind of building up Lady Liberty, building up Star Knight right now. So what do we got here? We got the Light of Liberty, which I think is my next play. I need to play down 2 of these because it's going to cause all my guys to deal more damage and all of us to take less damage, which of course is very important for me. So I'm going to have Lady Liberty deal 2 damage, which gets up to 5 because of Honor the Fallen for her. I'm going to have that happen on Omega Desecrator. Very nice. And then somebody gets to draw a card. Lucky you, Star Knight. You get to draw some cards. I should also probably maybe have Lady Liberty do it because I want a lot of the Shelter the Innocent in my hand. Well, like for us anyway. Each other hero card regains an HP. I don't... Honestly, maybe I'll have... You know what? Fuck it. Just have Star Knight draw again. Between Pseudo and Star Knight. Stand in the light. Up to 3. Oh, that one will let me heal up a little bit. Lady Liberty does need some heals real bad. Cosmic Dynamo. This is a really powerful card. I'm going to play that one kind of sight unseen. So it says discard up to 5 cards. Draw X cards where X is the number of cards you discarded this way plus 1. Reason that this is so powerful. Actually, let's just get rid of all our limited. So we'll get rid of that. I can get rid of one of these and that won't hurt us. I'm going to get rid of one of the crackdowns. That won't hurt us. And then we can get rid of the Cosmic Dynamo. So now we have a bunch of cards in the discard and we just refilled our our hand completely. So Star Knight is like really rolling the way that they're intended to right now. Excuse me. Lady Liberty's doing good too. She's never much of like a damage dealer. She can do what I call as shotgun damage, which is like randomly like a bunch of damage, but like not consistent high damage or like a lot of damage to everybody. Now I do want to move cards from here back underneath of the deck. I'm going to make my decision kind of easy for the future, and I'm just going to move a lot of limited stuff underneath of the deck, and we can play cards. So what do I want to play? I kind of want to do Augmented Burst, because this character is going to deal a lot of damage to a lot of enemy stuff right now. Actually, this is going to give me a whole lot of breathing room, because it's basically going to pop all the enemy shit, except for obviously destroying Metamind. Fuck it, we'll just put whatever on the bottom of the deck. And considering what that is, I'm going to have that deal damage to Metamind. Then we go back to the Augmented Burst damage, which is going to deal 5 damage to all of the environment bullshit so that I don't have to deal with it. This was a good turn to have Lady Liberty to play out her stuff. And then, put a card into play. Just put the Breacher into play. It's not that deadly. Okay, now I think I am going to have the damage dealt to Omega Breacher, just for now. Whatever, who cares? Alright, and then another Omega Breacher is down, and they are dealing damage to us, but because of specifically kind of where we are right now, no damage is going to get dealt. Little bit worried about how Metamind is going to work here. Oh great, increased damage dealt by villain targets by 1, yikes. And then at the end of the villain turn, that deals a certain amount of psychic damage to everybody. I still think we should be okay. Whoa, we are not okay. Oh, because we're dealing damage to each other. Yikes. Holy shit. Okay, so at least Lady Liberty's cards are kind of like so she is increasing our damage, but also decreasing the amount of damage that we're taking. So, you know, it's not the end of the world. Her cards are net neutral in that regard. What does this do when I play it? Discard 1 card? No. Wait, what? Destroy every other shape. I don't want this card out, but I should probably make the most out of it, right? Yeah, fuck it, because I'm surely going to have another shape by the end of this. Yeah. That's okay. Now, why did this... Oh, because I have to discard a card. Let's just discard Preserved Self-Image. Now, I could continue to have us draw a lot of stuff, which I'm not considering. I also just kind of want to get rid of Mind Over Matter, because reduced psychic damage dealt to hero targets by 1. Each time a hero target deals damage, they may change that type of that damage to psychic. So I think I'm going to actually play this, because it's going to make our Star Knight start to deal damage as I can make it psychic damage. And then I'm going to have... Let's do Pseudo deals 1 target 2 melee damage. And I'm going to do that to the Mind-Linked Slave. It doesn't matter. Can I make this so that it always changes it to this? All game. Yeah, that's we'll do that one. That's fine. And that's only for that card, so I'll have to continue to change that, but that's okay. because there's an achievement if you beat Metamind with only psychic damage, which I assume that you're meant to do with this card. Make it easy. Alright, so now it is Lady Liberty's turn. We have a lot of new stuff. We could do Light of Liberty, and that'll give us basically half the effect as before. The next time the top card of the villain deck would be played, prevent that play. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to do half and half. Reduce the damage, increase our damage, and we're going to deal damage to Metamind. Nice. They can't play the top card of their deck. That's good. Lady Liberty deals 1 target 2 radiant damage, and then 1 player draws a card. I'm going to just deal that to Omega Breacher, and then she's got some deal more damage stuff. So who's going to draw a card? Let's have Lady Liberty draw off this one. That's good. That's kind of what I'm looking for as cards like that. The ones that I can like keep playing over and over again, because that card was one that will let me draw a card. One other player may draw a card. We're going to have that be Star Knight in this instance, even though they're like just kind of ramping up cards, that Star Knight is. Alright, everybody's doing really good. So we can play a card first. What do I want to play? Let's play Energy Bash, and then I'm going to deal damage to Omega Breacher, changing all that to psychic damage. And we're going to put, I can automatically do this, and deal some more damage to, again, Omega Breacher. Thank goodness. And then we can destroy a card. I want to get rid of, what was it? Starstone Collimator? Collimator? Man, that's going to be annoying since I love to pop that card, apparently. So now that we're changing our damage to psychic damage, we're dealing a lot of damage to Metamind. I am going to discard, again, just basically all the fucking limited cards. Because, like, you know, we're pretty well always going to have those in the hand to discard. Anything that lets me hunt a limited card, therefore, as a result, too. Alright, and then we're going to get to draw a shit ton of cards. This card just gives you such good economy. I wish there was, like, the ability to interact with your allies as discards. There probably is somewhere way down the line. But the idea and thinking that being, like, you know, if I could just... Because it doesn't really matter that this character plays a lot. If they could play like 10 cards a turn, oh my god, that would be crazy. Do you want to move 4 cards to the bottom of your deck? Yes, of course. And then we'll just move all the limited once again to make the decision easy for me on what to discard and stuff. And then we get to play 1 more card. Let's look at playing... I think Starbeam this time is probably our way to go. This says move up to 4 cards and then deal that number of cards times 2. So we're going to move 4, deal 2, plus probably some damage, probably up to 10 if I had to guess, which is going to get converted into psychic damage. Yep, deals 10 damage. And then Metamind is really close to popping. Each time a hero card is destroyed, this card deals that hero 2 energy damage. I could see us needing to pop that, but that's not the end of the world. Okay, so now it's going to play something else. A Gru card and anything else. Nope, we're just going to deal damage to one another. Nice. And we're not even dealing that much damage to one another. Destroy a card. Let's get rid of the Hard Light Shield. And then that will even let us deal damage. Oh, shit, that's going to deal damage to us, though. So let's deal damage to Metamorph Infiltrator. Nice. And then we're also going to deal damage to the Doom Coil. And then we can finally deal damage to Metamind. I don't think this is going to pop. It's going to deal 4. Okay, it's getting kind of close. And then, yikes, we're each going to deal... Oh, fuck. We're each going to deal... get that damage dealt to us. I didn't realize that was each hero card deals that to all heroes. So, I guess we'll play Barbed Spines. Let that damage kind of roll out, because that's going to... Oh, Metamind's about to pop. We have to be very cognizant of that, because whenever Metamind pops, it instantly becomes the villain turn. So we're basically going to skip 2 hero turns if I'm not careful. We can all be dealt damage. Yikes, I got to think about that carefully now from now on too. Son of a bitch, that's hurting. Reason being is because the Doom, like, this guy basically pops all his cards. So, yeah, and then we'll just draw some, discard some. Thickened build wouldn't be too bad, but I need to be careful about playing anything. Mind over matter would be nice if I could afford to, but All right, we're going to get rid of Risky Impersonation, try not to think about it, and honestly, I might just skip the rest of my turn, because I don't want to play any shapes, but, well, you know what, I can actually draw cards off Malleable Flesh. What to discard here? We can get rid of just some random shit. Let's get rid of Honor the Fallen, because that's limited, and I can only play one of these Stand in the Lights anyway, so we'll get rid of that. Cool, we're getting to the very end game here. Now, I've been saving up on Metamind, like, you know, getting all of our fields kind of built up, because, as I said before, extremely powerful card, that guy, whenever he flips. He basically gets a turn every time a hero gets a turn then. Click on a card to use its power. Let's do draw 3 and discard any non-shapes. I'm not so worried about that. We didn't even get a shape, so we discard all of it. It doesn't matter which ones we discard. There you go, buddy. Okay, there we go. We got a stealthy form at the end of the turn there. Light of Liberty was destroyed. Shit. Yow. That's gonna deal the full damage too, because now we don't have her reducing damage. Shit. I need to pop that Doom Coil immediately. So let's say I did something like Liberty Smite. We deal 1 card, 3 whoa, not that guy. Deal 1 card, 3 melee damage. Then we get to play another card. Can I have her heal herself? One other hero character. Shit. No, I cannot. I can have Radiant Dive heal. I think I am going to play that because we still have another play after that. This is going to get increased to 5 damage. The Doom Coil is popped. That's good for me. Alright. So, we can drag up another card to play. I'm going to play Ring... Ooh. Shit, it becomes the hero or the villain's turn immediately whenever I pop him. I think we're going to do Ring the Bell, and then that's going to pop Metamind. It's going to cause him to... Oh, well, he says a lot. Let's just read it shit. When he flips, it's restored to 30 HP. Then each environment card is destroyed. Each player discards their hand and draws as many cards as they discarded. Each player destroys each non-hero card in their play area except for 2 of them, then go immediately to the start of the next villain turn, skipping all turns in between. Each time a Gru would enter play, it's discarded instead, and then like Metamind like eats that card and it gains 2 HP, and then the top card of the villain deck is played. So basically for the rest of his game, anything that's not a Gru is going to get played. Then what else does he say? I guess we better see what that last line said. At the start of each turn, the top card of the villain deck is played. So, yeah, we are basically going to be eating his card. Like, he's going to be hitting us for the rest of this game. Now, this doesn't matter the fact that we're drawing here, so I'm just going to hold on to the, like, fast forward, because we're going to have to draw probably somewhere in the realm of, like, 30 cards between Lady Liberty and Star Knight, so... because those two had a lot of cards in hand by my last estimation. This game's really fun. I'm excited for the sequel to come out. I was a little bit worried whenever this game hadn't been updated in 2 years, this specific game. Well, it's still getting, like, the Unity, like, what is it called? Like, Unity had, like a vulnerability here recently that everything got, like patched for. So I can keep 2 cards I discard 2. I'm going to keep Mind Over Matter. That's a good one. I'm going to actually pop... You know something that is... I just thought about that horrifies me to my soul? Imagine if Doom Coil was still out, or God forbid there were like 2 Doom Coils out as I destroy all this shit. We're going to get rid of Malleable Flesh, because I have a lot of cards in the hand anyway. She only has to destroy 1. I'm going to get rid of... Dealt buying 2 Lady Liberty. I'm going to get rid of Honor the Fallen, because it's not really so important that she deals damage. And I'm also going to get rid of... I want to keep Cosmic Dynamo, actually, because I was having trouble finding that card, evidently. Okay, Ignite the Blade. And it was like, without question, I was going to keep Star Knight Oath, of course. So this person basically gets a turn. We get to draw a card and play a card. I am going to play... I mean, honestly, fuck it. Just play Ignite the Blade. Who cares? Do I... Oh, great. There's no Ignite the Blades in my deck that I could have played. Okay, we'll just put whatever on the bottom of the deck, and then we'll get to deal a little bit of damage to Metamind, which doesn't really matter for us, because, like, he is almost immediately going to heal that damage, I would guess. So it's finally the beginning of the villain turn. Increased damage dealt by heroes, 2 heroes, and then the hero target with the lowest HP deals damage. So everybody's going to be, golly, eating some damage here. That's like 3-4 damage or so to everybody, at least. A couple of times. Holy shit. Okay, so the villain gets to play more. Each time a Gru enters play, each time a non-Gru card enters play, this guy deals damage. What does this say? So it doesn't matter Grus, because they're not going to enter play anymore. Each time a non-Gru villain card enters play, Gru Metamind deals each non-villain target 1 psychic damage. Okay, so he's just going to be dealing damage. Damn, none of these really matter to me. We can we still play a shape? Yeah, we can. Let's just play this so that we draw a card. Okay, good. We got Clobbering Arms. That's going to be a good end of turn card to play. Search the villain deck for 1 card, shuffle the rest of the villain deck, then put that card on the top or bottom of the villain deck. So I'm going to play this one so that we can put... So, wait, what am I selecting here? Okay, so we search for 1 card and we're going to put it on the top of the villain deck. Let's just put... I'm going to fucking put this Dominate Will because it's just a simple little damage dealer. We're going to put that on the top of his deck. I'm going to have Pseudo deal damage to this guy. We should get a damage buff because he's our nemesis. Then we're going to play Clobbering Arms, and this should deal 6 damage over the course of our turn to him. No, it's going to deal 8 because we get 3 plus 1, and then at the end of our turn we do another 3 plus 1. So he is down to 16. It would be awesome if we could just pop him before he gets too much done. Then we're going to all eat a little bit of damage. I could redirect this. It doesn't matter so much for Pseudo. I'm going to think about it for Lady Liberty, actually. Oh, she didn't even eat any damage there, so it doesn't matter. Then we're going to have to get dealt psychic damage again. Yikes, that one hurt. Oh, that's coming from Star Knight. Yow, son of a bitch. What am I thinking from here? That one actually hurt quite a bit. And now we're all just dealing damage to one another, so Shelter the Innocent doesn't really matter so much to me. Okay. I think it would be in our best interest to play the Light of Liberty, which is going to have us deal more, take less, which doesn't really matter, but it is going to cause us to deal more damage to Metamind. Then we're going to do Ring the Bell, half for the damage, half so that the next card that they play doesn't pop. So that should give us a breather for 1 turn, aka Star Knight's turn. Then we're going to deal 2 damage to Metamind, and then we're going to... somebody gets to draw a card. I guess we're just going to make it Star Knight, and hopefully this works out well for us. Each other character is going to get a heal 1 HP, and then they get a draw card. So you can see Lady Liberty is actually really low on HP right now. I would say she will probably not get another turn, even if we don't manage to pop Metamind. What I need... Okay, so he goes to play the top card, but then she prevents him, and then this is our turn. Shit. You know, I needed that thing that said discard or move a bunch of shit from your discard over really bad this turn, and I didn't get it, but that's okay. So we're going to play Sword of the Star Knight to increase the damage that we deal. I'm then going to play Cosmic... Oh, no. Oh, this is really bad. Fuck, I just realized I really don't want to do that because that's going to reshuffle my discard in. Okay, you know what? Fuck it. We're just going to wholesale stop that one because that would have been a deadly decision for us there. Yes, move 4 cards from discard. And what I want to move is specifically like Starbeam. I want to move a bunch of Starbeams. And then I don't know. I'll just move... Who cares? Energy Bash is another one that lets us deal a little bit of damage. And we're going to play 1 card. And I'm going to just make it... We're going to just make it Energy Bash. I'm going to play that. I am going to have us deal whatever damage to Metamind. I would have probably been able to finish him if I hadn't really fucked this one up. We're going to destroy Cosmic Dynamo. And then that let us draw cards for some reason. And then still drawing cards for some reason. Oh, you know what? That's the one that specifically said that we draw... We draw, I think, like whenever it's destroyed. Oh, and he's increasing the amount of damage that he deals. So I'm not... Okay. For kind of... Not for fucking Pseudo, though. It doesn't really matter for him. I was wanting to redirect damage for Lady Liberty. Oh, and this guy says that he eats damage too. Shit. Oh man, and he just like continually eats damage too. Like he eats damage until we kill him, and then he eats damage for the rest of the turn. I'm gonna have Star Knight just eat the rest of the damage for this turn, for whatever she can eat, and then we're probably gonna actually accidentally kill her this turn as much as I don't want to. Great, destroy an ongoing. Everybody's gonna get dealt damage, and then somebody's gonna destroy an ongoing. It doesn't really matter. Oh, Terminus Husk. Again, doesn't matter who gets dealt damage here. Really, so Discord's gonna hurt like a bitch this turn. Somebody gets to destroy a card. I'm gonna just have her destroy Freedom's Touch because she's gonna die this turn, I would guess. Eventually, we're gonna have to deal the lowest damaging guy some damage, and that is going to hurt really fucking bad. Holy shit, he is decimating us. This is gonna be a really close one, I guess. So Discord, please just give us a break. Oh man. Okay, so it's our turn fucking finally. Finally one of us gets a turn. Okay. People are going to get dealt damage off sleeper agents because a card just got played. I don't want to necessarily redirect damage right now. I keep accidentally clicking on a card that's up there. Okay. Redirect 2 psychic damage to Star Knight. No, that doesn't matter. Honestly, I would prefer he just killed Terminus Husk by himself, but whatever. And he very well just might. Do I want to redirect 1 psychic damage aimed at Pseudo Knight to Star Knight? No, I don't want to do that. That's fine. Holy shit, we're just taking so much damage right now. Somehow Lady Liberty is not, though, so good for her. Do you want to redirect? No. Once again, Terminus Husk can get popped, and then it makes it so that villain cards are immune to damage this turn. So playing Barbed Spines doesn't really help us. Actually, none of this is going to help us as a matter of fact, but because he's immune to damage. I could play... it just doesn't matter right now. Wow, none of these matter. I'm going to just skip then, because there's nothing that I can do on this turn. Then Lady Liberty's turn. Okay, let's see what he plays. This is probably going to be what causes us to kill one another if I had to guess. No, that's a Gru. He eats that, and then he heals. Okay, this deals somebody some damage. And fuck, it's going to deal kind of a lot of damage across the board. 1 damage there. 2 damage, 4 damage back to Metamind because he has spikes on. Uh-oh, that might be a problem for him. I know we have a lot going on here at the end of this game. Do I want to redirect? No, not the Star Knight. That's fine. Pseudo got dealt 1 damage. Oh, that reacts. This is going to kill Metamind. Yes, he died because of the spikes. Very fucking cool. Hey, we just unlocked a variant card. Reveal the top card in one deck, replace it, or discard it. Draw 1 card. Yes, sir. We just unlocked a variant. That's very cool. And that's almost a better kind of card for him because he plays a lot of shapes. Very cool. We beat Gru Metamind. It was getting a little bit touch and go there at the end. We had people that were all less than 10 HP, but hey, we did it. We beat Metamind. Very, very fucking close. Okay, let's start up another new game here. So next we're going to go Hades. I got an idea for the environment. I want to do Freedom City. And finally we got to pick the heroes. So I've kind of half and half. I'm not sure who Argo's nemesis is the only reason I didn't choose his nemesis. But I'm going to be picking Hades' nemesis, and I think that is Daedalus, and then we're just going to go through the rest of them here and decide who I want to pick. Let's do Captain Thunder, and who do I want to pick? Let's do the Bowman. I don't normally like the Bowman, but I think this is a pretty good team comp. I actually might swap the positions here where Captain Thunder's our first play because he can perform as support a little bit. So anyway, we're all ready. Wish me good luck. I guess I should have probably put Cerberus first since they're arch enemies. There's still a chance for you if you'll consider the possibilities. Look sharp, heroes. Together we can do this. All right. Anyway, I was really glad to unlock that variant. Variants were actually one of the last updates for this game. In variants are so I guess I didn't really explain that very well, even what a variant is, but so all of the heroes have a power that kind of synergizes with their kit. For example, this guy, he has deal 1 lightning damage. 1 player may draw a card now. or one player may play a card now, and he might have something else that works better with his kit in a different variant, and maybe even like more or less health or whatever. But it does like a little something, but it keeps the rest of the deck whole. So, all right, where was I, and what was I supposed to do? So, this guy is like a Devil's Deal type of character. He'll give you like a really powerful bonus, but then he'll like take it away from you, or you'll have to trade something else equally important for it. So, destroy one soul pack, he couldn't do that, then put that card back into play in the same hero area. If no soul packs are destroyed this way, destroy 3 hero ongoing or equipment cards. Thankfully, I didn't have any of that out, and Hades deals each hero target 2 infernal damage. So he's basically, after all is said and done, only going to deal 2 damage to everybody except for, of course, Daedalus, who he's dealing 3 damage to. Now, he says, I guess we should read his stuff, right? At the end of the villain turn, the hero character with the highest HP may deal themselves 3 infernal damage. If no damage is dealt this way, the top card of the villain deck is played. And then it says if there are 3 soul packs in play, Hades flips. Then the hero character with the lowest HP may deal themselves 4 infernal damage, and if not, the top villain deck card is played. So me, I will always make that trade. As long as he is not playing cards, we are kind of safe-ish. It should be our turn. I guess we got to let the spirits attack us, which is just fine. The only thing that kind of sucks is Jack of Knives. Whenever we eventually pop him, is going to trade him for a, when this card is destroyed, destroy 1 soul pack. Oh, never mind. I thought he played a soul pack. My bad. Okay, so I'm going to guess, without reading this card, that ongoing limited charged field is probably pretty powerful. So at the start of your turn, draw a card, then destroy this card. Reduce damage dealt to hero targets other than this guy by 2. So that's a good defensive card. Excuse me. Shock and awe. I went and ate lunch between these 2 matches, or the last match and this match. Captain Thunder deals 1 target, 3 lightning damage. Each other player than you may draw 1 card, so that's okay. Captain Thunder deals 1 target, 1 melee damage, and 2 lightning damage. So, I think what I'm going to do is play Shock and Awe and let this perform as a bit of like a support this turn. So, we pop Skeletal Remnant. Whenever that popped, it would have healed Hades, but of course I always deal with the minions before I deal with the big guy. That's kind of my design philosophy. Each other player than you may draw 1 card, so I'm just going to have everybody draw a card, even Daedalus, because he doesn't have anything down just yet. And then Bowman actually, he is a lot more comfortable with, having a lot of cards in his hand. He wants a lot of cards, but he spends a lot of cards. Daedalus wants a lot of cards, and he needs to discard a lot of cards too. Okay, so here's what I'm going to do. I can let 1 player play a card. I'm going to let... Oh, wait, actually, I guess we got to let him deal damage first. Let's just deal to Jack of Knives. And then I am going to have Daedalus play a card. I want him to play the Icarus. So the way that Daedalus works is he will play a lot of cards, he'll draw a lot of cards, do cards that do big things, but at the beginning of the end of his turn, if he has a lot of cards in his hand, that all backfires and blows up on him. And I want to demonstrate that with actually cards of his so that you can actually see it. I don't want to demonstrate it, show it, but Graviton Cannon, for example, let's start with the bottom text. At the start of your turn, he deals 1 target 5 energy damage. That's pretty powerful. Then you draw 5 cards. That's crazy powerful. But at the end of that same turn, if you have 7 or more cards in your hand, he deals himself 4 damage and then destroys this card. So I wanted to play down the Icarus so that we can kind of get a handle on things. Its first ability says at the start of your turn, you may discard 1 card, and then you can use 1 additional power during your power phase. So I'm probably not going to even be able to really do another power this turn, but that's okay because I want to discard. And what am I going to discard? We're going to discard Archimedes Failsafe. So what this does is let's say you have a bunch of Graviton Cannons down and that you're going to just eat it at the end of this turn. Archimedes Failsafe is your out button, your emergency exit. When this card enters play, he gains 2 HP. Then, for its power, you discard all but 4 cards in your hand. Then, destroy all of your equipment cards other than this one, then destroy this one. So it lets you, reset yourself. So you basically, ramp up, and then you let it all go. Okay, so Icarus Bombardment. Now, I wanted to play Icarus, and, Yes, I wanted to play Icarus and then play Icarus Bombardment because we draw 4 cards and then Daedalus deals up to 3 targets 3 energy damage each. And then if the Icarus is in play, we can discard 2 cards. So we don't really actually have to worry about how many cards are in our hand this turn because we're not going to get penalized at the end of this turn for having too many. So we'll just deal our 3 damage across the board, 3 damage to that, and then Daedalus is our nemesis, so we're going to deal 4 damage to him and then stop dealing damage. So we can discard cards now, as is the last line in the Icarus Bombardment. What do I want to get rid of? I want to get rid of stuff that's not really important. I want to get rid of Atlas Gravity. Well, this is okay. Whatever. It's more like drawing cards, deal random shit, some damage. I'm not really. Then we don't need another Icarus because it's a equipment limited, so I'm not going to do anything with that. Then finally it's power. Discard up to 2 cards, you can draw 1 card. So, because I anticipate whenever it's Captain Thunder's turn, I'm going to have Daedalus play a card and I'm going to have that card be Graviton Cannon. So, I'm going to discard Eureka Moment, and I'm going to discard Icarus Bombardment, and I can go ahead and draw a card. That's not that big a deal. I just want something that, like, I know that I want. I'm not going to draw a second card, though. Alright, so now, Bowman needs to be similarly set up. He likes a lot of cards in the hand, as I had said. Practice Makes Perfect says that you draw 3 cards, and then you discard a card, and you can play a card. So, let's maybe look at that. Draw 3 cards. You can discard a card. If you do, you can play a card. So it's asking us now to discard a card. I am going to discard. Let me see here. We got a lot of options. I'm going to discard Acid Arrow. Then we can play a card. I'm going to play Quick Draw Quiver. What Quick Draw Quiver says is that the first line is the most important. Each time you discard an arrow, you may draw 1 card. So I'm not going to get a pop Jack of Knives this turn. Kind of unfortunate, but I'm going to draw 2 cards, discard a card, making sure to discard an arrow so that we draw another card. Now, reason being is because we'll get to draw off of that. Like we're just kind of going through the motions a little bit in this deck, getting set up. Now this guy, I don't know why he's hurting so much for HP already. Who the fuck hit him so hard? Now the environment deck, this is an environment deck that I'm only about half familiar with because it's pretty anti-hero from what I understand. It basically like gives the villains like a bunch of buffs in terms of like city stuff. For example, Underworld Augment Clinics. When this card enters play the top card of the villain deck. Increase damage dealt by villain targets by 1. And then finally at the start of the environment turn, destroy this card. So, you know, there's this villain, like, augment facility that's, like, making villains stronger. 1 player may draw 3 cards. If any cards are drawn this way, Hades deals the hero target with the fewest cards in their play area 4 fire damage. Otherwise, Hades deals each hero target 2 infernal damage. So, I think that who has the least cards is Captain. Well, actually, it's going to be a toss-up between... No, is it going to be a toss-up? No, it's going to be Captain Thunder. So I'm willing to do that. I want to have Bowman actually draw 3 cards. Now, we don't need Quick Draw Quiver. Zipline Arrows, kind of whatever. And then Shrieker Arrows, another kind of whatever. Now then, Captain Thunder is taking damage. And then it's the villain's turn and he gets to play some stuff. Reveal cards from the villain deck until a Soul Pact is revealed. Discard all the other cards. And then I believe it's everybody with a Soul Pact takes 2 damage. Now this is a stupid powerful card. This is actually, we're probably going to roll this into a win, this card, pretty early. Play this card into a hero play area. Increase damage dealt by that character by 2. That player can use an additional power during their power phase. When this card's destroyed until the end of their next turn, increase damage dealt 2 characters in this play area by 2. So what this does, this guy deals like, for Bowman, he deals like a bunch of little tiny damage like a lot of times. This is going to make him deal a medium amount of damage a lot of times. So that's why it's like so powerful. And then, of course, I had to pick one of the heroes. I picked him. Now, he doesn't really have much HP. On top of that, he's going to have to take a little more damage from Power Overwhelming. So Bowman has to take like a fair bit of damage, but I think that... Damn, he's going to take even more damage. Shit, that's the lowest HP. Whew. Okay, but he is going to deal a lot of damage whenever it comes his turn. I also am going to play Charged Field. We're going to be playing defense on that side. Do I want to continue on with what I was saying and have Daedalus play a card? Play a card this turn before his turn. Yes, I do. We're going to play Graviton Cannon. Good. And then, yeah, he gets his draw at the end of the turn. So they're going to take 2 less damage, which is good. We can discard one, but I'm not going to do that. We're going to skip. Deal 5 damage to Hades, because their nemesis is going to deal 6. Then we draw 5. That's right. Fly Free. Holy shit. Fly Free is like a good one-shot. I'm glad that we're drawing a bunch of those, but I don't know if I need them all at once. Okay, what are we thinking here? Anti-Grav Field does what? Immune to damage from environment cards. Nah. Deals each non-hero target 2 energy damage. Maybe. I'm just kind of... Because I do kind of want to play something that... How many cards will I have at the end of this turn? You know what? Fuck it. Let's play Hoplite Armor Mark 7. This is a really powerful card. Discard 1 card, play a card. I'm going to discard Sensorium Sweep because this is just like a straight draw card. Draw 4 cards. It's way too much. Then I think I'm going to play Atlas Gravity Well. And then we're going to discard up to 2 cards. We can draw a card. I'm going to draw 1 card. I'm not going to... I'm going to draw a card. I'm not going to discard any. Great. We got fucking shit-ass Sensorium Sweep. And, I'm not going to draw 1 more just in case something else random makes us draw. Okay, so now this is the big turn. Speed Shooting, I can play 3 arrows. Do I want to do that, or do I want to do Pin the Target? Honestly, let's do Pin the Target. Pin the Target's kind of the same idea. Bowman deals 1 target, 2 projectile damage, then discard 2 cards. Each time you discard a card this way, Bowman deals 2 damage to... fuck. I'm going to need it to... Shit. Each time you discard a card this way, Bowman deals that target 2 projectile damage. Yeah, so I need to just pure target Hades. And then we're going to discard... Shrieker... What's this guy's... Yeah, he deals... Because I'm going to use 2 power, so I'm going to use that coming up. And then I can... I'm just thinking here. Yeah, let's not do Shrieker Arrow. Let's do Zipline Arrow. Which card should take... Oh, it doesn't matter, because we're going to draw and then deal additional damage. Hopefully, Bowman can continue to live another turn. I don't know. It's going to be kind of close. Bola Arrow, prevent the next damage dealt by target. I can deal with that. Let this choose us to draw a card and then deal the extra damage. He's down to 58 HP. Okay, now I can wipe out Jack of Knives. Oh, wait a minute, though. It's going to destroy this. Fuck, let me think. When this card is destroyed until the end of the next turn, increase damage dealt to characters in this play area by 2, and that player may not use powers. Well, fuck me running. Nobody else has any other curses down, right? I might keep Jack of Knives out then. Let me think. This card deals the hero target with the lowest HP 3 damage. So that'll deal 1 damage. When this card is destroyed, destroy 1 soul. I might just keep that on the field. Fuck that. The only thing is, if I almost said the FBI, if the environment destroys it, that's going to be problematic, but I don't know. I'm not that worried about it. So the Augment Clinic is destroyed. Bustling Metropolis, shit. Reveal the top 3 cards in the environment deck. Put each location down. Son of a bitch. Discard the other revealed cards. At the end of the environment turn, a villain character deals the environment target 3 energy damage. Then destroy this card. Each environment target. Okay. So it's going to reveal Bustling Metropolis, which I don't know that it triggers. Yeah, because it's going to do locations, which is just Liberty Park. At the end of the environment turn, each hero target regains 1 HP, then a villain character deals this card 3 fire damage. When this card's destroyed, play the top card of the villain deck. So, Liberty Park heals our guys, and then it allows the villains to play a card. So, that's okay. Now, please heal us. I appreciate the work that you're doing, but... And then it's also going to take additional damage from... that Bustling Metropolis card. So, gonna make things move pretty quick there. Power Overwhelming. I am easily gonna put this under Daedalus to make him deal more damage. Okay, and then everybody's going to take extra damage. That's right. Go ahead and have... Why would I... Oh, yeah, because I got to have the highest and the lowest take damage. So, obviously, I don't want Bowman to take damage. Wealth beyond measure. Okay, play this in a hero's play area. That player draws 3 cards. Let's fuck it. Let's put that on Captain Thunder. That player plays 3 cards. Oh, I thought it was going to draw. Shit. Okay. Then we can play Thunderclap. Storm Strike. That's another ongoing. That's good. And then finally, whatever that is, the first time he's dealt damage, deal each non-hero target 1 lightning damage. -2. Okay. Don't hit him back, Bowman. I was just making sure he didn't have like a barb effect or something. Okay, so we're going to play down another charged field in the hopes that Bowman doesn't die. I have the ability to use 1 power. Who do I want to use? Can this do anything else other than... Is immune to damage from environment cards. I was just looking to see if it did anything besides immunity to environment cards. It does not. Okay, what about Bowman? If I had him play something, what would I have him play? Speed shooting, probably? Okay, let's do it like this. I am going to deal 1 damage. I'm going to do it actually... Yeah, let's do it on Hades. I was thinking about doing it on Jack of Knives and then popping one of the villain things, because if you see, where are we? If there are 3 soul packs in play at the beginning of Hades' turn, he'll flip, and then he'll become this more powerful, thing. I don't know if we'll see it. He'll be pretty low on HP, but we'll see. I was thinking about killing Jack of Knives so that it will pop. I think this is fine, because it's just going to make us, let's see, when this card's destroyed, Hades deals a character in the play area with this card X infernal damage, where X is the number of cards in this play area times 3, so it would be 12 damage. Quite a lot of damage. Then I could do like Daedalus's Power Overwhelming, but I don't want to do that either. So if I was going to have somebody play a card, it would be Bowman. I'm going to have him play Speed Shooting. Hades has the potential to make your game go by really, really quick, by my estimation. Okay, Shocking Rebuke, and then it's into Daedalus's turn. Alright, so first things first, we're going to discard from the Icarus. I don't like anti-grav field, so that's not a very hard decision for me. And now time to deal damage. We're going to deal to Hades 8. Okay, these are going to be some pretty high rolling numbers over the next couple turns, just simply because, I'm going to be drawing a lot, I'm going to be discarding a lot, we've got buffs here, we've got to consider what we're going to do whenever fucking Hades flips, I don't know. We got a lot that's going to happen here. Okay, so now we can deal 2 damage to a lot of people. Oh, and I have to, right? Deals each non-hero target? Uh-oh. Well, hold on to your horses, ladies and gentlemen. This is going to hurt. As much as I don't want to, we got to deal to Liberty Park. And then that's going to play the top card of the villain deck. Okay, so he is going to look for a card. Let's see. What do I want to do here? Damn, everybody has so many fucking cards in play right now. Give it to... You know what? Give it to Daedalus. I got about a half a plan here. So we got to do what? Play 3 cards, right? Yeah, play 3 cards. I'm going to put down, because it's still the beginning, right? Select a non-hero target. A non-character target. That target can't deal 2 damage. Or can't deal damage and then draw 2 cards. We could do Force Wave Doru, deals up to 3 targets 2 energy damage each. That wouldn't be so bad. You know what I'm going to do? Let's do Icarus Bombardment first. Okay, because I want the draws off this, in addition to the damage, of course. Then we have 2 more plays off of this as well. So, deals up to 3 targets. Holy shit. So much is going to explode this turn. Alright, doesn't matter about Liberty Park. I think I'm just going to let that one go. And then we can discard cards. We can discard 2. Get rid of... This one doesn't deal damage, right? Yeah, we'll get rid of Gravitic Snare. Then we got 2 more cards to play. I'm going to play Force Wave Doru and Graviton Cannon. This is actually going to be kind of wild. So everybody lives off of this, which is good for me. Holy shit. I thought I had another No, maybe not another play, but we do have... Wait a minute. Why is he dealing damage? Oh, yeah, because we're doing the last Jack of Knives. Okay, which character is this? Is it going to tell me which one of these is connected where? Because one of these guys I want hit by power overwhelming, and one of them I don't. I'm going to assume the first one, it's in play order. Okay, nope, that's Bowman. It just killed fucking Bowman. Uh-oh. And I accidentally picked the wrong one anyway, so... what is happening here? Surely that must have hurt, right? Or does that just purely destroy? It doesn't... No, I think somebody's going to get hit by damage here in a minute. I don't know what just happened there, but I think somebody was meant to get hit by damage or is about to get hit by damage, one or the other. And we're drawing hella cards. Oh, we've basically got almost like the whole ass deck in our hands. Uh-oh. Okay, time to play some cards. I might just let Daedalus eat this damage. Well, I probably shouldn't do that. What about Matter Collapser? Draw a card. Daedalus deals 1 target, 1 melee, energy, and radiant damage. This will deal a lot of damage. Okay, I'm going to have him deal that bunch of 1 damage a bunch of times. So this is going to turn into like, what, 16 damage? And he should be down to like 14 HP. And then we can use another power. Yeah, I think I'm going to fucking just let Daedalus eat damage this turn. I'm not... I mean, there's not like a ton that I can do about it. I mean, he's just going to discard... Well, he's not going to discard. He's just going to get hit by 1,000,000 fucking damage from all the overload. I guess we can watch Daedalus kind of blow himself up a little bit. Oh, I can discard a card, play a card. That'll be cool. What do I want to discard and play? I can't really back this up with Archimedes' failsafe just yet. I wish there was something that I could play for just out-and-out damage, but that's not going to happen. Let's see. No, we're discarding a card, right? Let's get rid of just Force Wave Doru. Then we can play another card. Wow, none of this I really want. Let's just do Eureka Moment. Nah, let's do Fly Free. Fly Free will let us, like, discard a bunch of bullshit, so discard, then we can play a card, we'll play Fly Free, discard Hoplite Armor, play another card, play Fly Free, discard another Hoplite Armor, play another card. Yeah, we're not even gonna get close. I could have probably salvaged this, but whatever. Let's just do Eureka Moment. I don't really actually want to destroy any of these. And I also want to destroy the one that's attached to Daedalus now. So, oh my dear God. 28 damage. Hey, at least we can skip the rest of the bullshit for that turn. I don't know if we've actually shown somebody when they're flipped yet. Okay, your turn here, Bowman. Now, it's very important that you just not out and out die. Okay, buddy? Let's play Shrieker. Ooh, I don't want to do that because then I have to destroy an ongoing. Explosive arrow? Yeah, fuck it. Let's do this one. So that's going to pop or hit Hades. Oh, yeah, and he doesn't have the power thing anymore. I forgot that I destroyed that for whatever reason. Uh-oh. Oh, okay, so that one made us get hurt more. That's right, that's right. And also, I apparently didn't have a... Oh, I couldn't use a power that turn. Uh-oh. Hades is going to flip, and this is going to hurt like hell. One player can play a card. Does Captain Thunder have something worth playing? Oh, man, does he fucking ever. He can win us the game this turn. Alright, Thunder Punch to deal 1, then 2, then 3 damage. And, of course, we are casting that on Hades. He got real close to flipping, and as long as everything goes okay... No, I thought he got to also deal 3 damage. Yeah, there it is, because we dealt lightning damage. He deals sonic damage after that. That's right. Cool. Daedalus got knocked out, but Bowman... And I think his name's... I can't remember this guy's name. They won, so that's cool. Anyway, yeah, neat. We'll just build us another deck here. So, what am I thinking? We're going to do Omega as the villain. And then for heroes, we're going to just pick everybody we haven't yet. But I want to think of the play order. I want Siren into Dr. Metropolis into the Raven. And I think that's it, right? Yep, cool. Then we'll go environments, and I'm going to pick... Oh, we did Freedom City already. We did Terminus. We did Farside City? No, we didn't do Tartarus yet. We could do that one. Fuck it. So, yeah, we won the last one. I'm just trying to think if we've had any losses yet, because I am willing to take losses on the chin and just keep rolling, but... Okay, we'll let him play out his turn first before we kind of dissect what he's doing here exactly, because as he's playing, you know, I don't want to complicate things. All right, choose for me. It's just about dealing damage. It's the guys with the most HP. It's just about what order, I believe. All right, so you can see here he's got some breaches similar to that environment card that we had from earlier. Not that big a deal. Now, I specifically, in my mind, I wanted to make sure that Siren was on our team for this, because I knew that there were a lot of enemy cards with HP that gets played. So at the start of the villain turn, if there are 6 breaches in play, Omega wins. Right now, he has 2, so we're in kind of a dangerous spot already. Otherwise, if there are 2 or fewer villain targets in play, Omega flips, and he can only flip once each villain turn, so he'll turn to this. This is a weaker form. And then we have reduced damage dealt to Omega by 1. Then, if there are any breaches in play, Omega is indestructible. Now, indestructible is not the same thing as immune to damage. So he can still hit 0 or lower HP and continue to take damage, but he can't be like he'll hit like -10 and he's not dead. So at the end of the villain turn, Omega deals the hero target with the highest HP X energy damage, where X is the number of breaches in play plus 1. So he's always going to deal the highest HP target, at least 1 damage. So, Siren works, she kind of controls the battlefield, if you want to imagine it like that. She has ongoing and weather effects, and I don't think she has any, like, limited cards. So, Balmy Breeze says, at the start of your turn, each target regains 1 HP, and that means every target, and then her power there is each hero target regains 1 HP. So it's good, I guess, if you need to regain HP, but we're kind of about dealing damage here. Siren does each target 1 projectile damage, and then Siren deals each non-hero target 2 projectile damage. That's pretty good. Sweltering Heat says each target 1 damage, and then each deals 1 target, 1 fire damage, and 1 psychic damage. So we're going to go with Bitter Maelstrom. She has another ability here that she can use. Siren deals 1 target 2 cold damage. You may destroy a weather effect. That's about more like reining yourself in if you're too overextended. That's pretty easy to understand. I can't remember, is it at the beginning? Yeah, it's at the beginning of her turn that does her ability. So Omega's going to take less damage, but that's not really the focal point of this. It's more so about dealing damage to these breaches. Now, his breaches are usually like pretty powerful, but sometimes they're obtuse. Like, for example, this one says that damage dealt by Omega is irreducible. For right now, that's useless for him. Time Loop Portal, each time a minion is destroyed, put it under this card. Then at the end of the villain turn, put the topmost card under this into play. So this is almost like another mini deck. Okay, so we've got Dr. Metropolis here. This guy is all about, like, summoning the city that he's in to fight for him. That city being Metropolis, I believe. So he can play down locations. This card deals each villain target 1 melee damage. So this guy, again, can kind of deal damage across the entirety of the field. Lamplight Lasso says that select 1 target with 5 or fewer HP. That target cannot deal damage. So this is about, like, damage suppression, Lamplight Lasso. And then Man About Town. Reveal the top card of your deck. This happens at the end of your turn. If it's a location, Dr. Metropolis can deal himself 1 psychic damage. If he's dealt damage this way, put it into play. Otherwise, discard it. Then Windows Are My Eyes. The first time any location or environment card enters play each turn, you may reveal and replace the top card of the villain deck. So firstly, I'm going to do Man About Town. That's pretty powerful. I don't care to draw 2 cards. Each location regains an HP. Draw 1 card. Might as well just draw 2 cards. Fuck it. I wasn't so sure what Dr. Metropolis's ability actually was. So I believe we're revealing the top card, or no, that's our draw. Okay. It reveals Panopticon Streetlight, which itself says, reveal the top card of the environment deck, play it, discard it, or put it back on top. So this is going to give us some environment control here. And it reveals Skeletal Phalanx. Now that is actually detrimental to us, so I'm going to let's see. It deals each non-spirit card 1 melee damage. So I'm going to just go ahead and trash it, hoping that we get a better card. And then at the end of the turn, it deals itself 1 damage. The locations usually do. Alright, so now we are the Raven. The Raven kind of plays similar to the Bowman. but a little bit different at the same time. She has equipments, tactics, and one-shots, basically. Equipment is like an additional power that you have the option of using. Into the Shadows is like a one-time play. It does something, and then whenever it's destroyed, it does something else. When this card enters play, prevent the next damage dealt to the Raven. That's okay. The Raven deals one target 2 melee damage, then she can use a power now, and then destroy one tactic. So what we're going to do, we're going to play Flashbang Grenade. Discard the top 4 cards of your deck, put one tactic into play from your trash or hand. So we're going to see if there's any tactics I want from the top of the deck. It looks like it didn't hit anything, so it automatically played my Into the Shadows, which, if I am to understand, just negates the next time we take damage. Ooh, the Pool of Tantalus. I don't know what this is. When it comes in, it destroys all the other torments, and then it does, each time any one player draws a card, it does something. So we'll take a look at that whenever, as soon as we get an option to. Okay, so, oh, nice. He went to go do that to the Raven, but she got that immunity to damage one time. So, each time one player draws a card, one hero character may deal themselves 2 psychic damage. If no damage is dealt that way, that hero's player discards 1 card. Oh, God. So, basically, we have to constantly take damage to draw. I could see wanting to get rid of that. And that's the first time each turn, or that's like literally something that's constantly going on. Let's take a look here. Each time any one player draws a card. Holy shit. Good God. So that's going to be every time we go to draw a card. Alright, anyway, speaking of which, we're going to deal our damage across the board. This includes all of our heroes and stuff. What are we thinking here? Eerie Calm. When this card enters play, destroy each weather effect, and each player draws 2 cards. We're going to do another Bitter Maelstrom, and I am going to deal each non-hero target 2 damage. Omega Drone is going to get tossed into Time Loop Portal, which is, excuse me, just fine with me. I need to get rid of Time Loop Portal and Zone of Frailty, for that matter. Do you want to draw a card? It looks like we're gonna option. I do think there are certain things that cause you to like choose to draw at the end of a turn, and that's one of them. Like, you know, you can choose to draw for your draw. Now this is to draw cards. I don't want to do that yet. Let's do Animated Asphalt again for additional damage. We will do. Fuck, I don't want to be drawing anything. We're just going to skip. I'm going to skip the draw. We're going to reveal Home Turf, which is an ongoing limited, so it gets discarded. This reveals Decayed Peltist. At the end of the environment turn, this card deals the non-spirit target with the lowest HP. So it would target a Breach, but I kind of want to get to another Torment quickly because I need to be able to draw. So I'm actually going to discard this to the trash. Hope that we run into another Torment fast. Quick, fast, and in a hurry. We need it bad. Because this no drawing shit's for the birds, let me tell you. Alright, what do we got here? Flashbang Grenade, don't want to play that necessarily. Go to Roost. When this card enters play, draw 2 cards. Yikes, I don't want to draw. Deals 1 target 2 melee damage, and then we can use some powers. Let's go ahead and, well, we would destroy this. What's that do? We can play another card. Okay, this comes in, we deal 1 target 2 melee damage. Let's do it to Time Loop Portal, just to get that out of here. Then, we get to use a power. Deals 1 target 2 sonic damage, and we're going to deal that to, I guess let's just do it to Time Loop Portal, even though it would cause reduced damage on the Omega. Alright, and then it destroyed Into the Shadows, which lets us play a card. I'm going to just play Flashbang Grenade again, and then we should be able to play that other Flashbang Grenade, and then drop Time Loop Portal down a little bit. And again, hoping we get a new Torment, because I can't do the whole trading HP for drawing shit. Okay, destroy all other Torments. Each time a target would deal damage to themselves, redirect that damage to the something or other. People will probably never deal themselves damage, I would not guess. But I guess we'll see what happens here. Let me read the rest of this card. Redirect that damage to the hero target with the highest HP. Okay. Well, I'll think about that for a little bit. So who's considered to have the highest HP? Let's just have it be the Raven. Alright, and then he's playing Omega Drone, and I think we're going to take some damage from the Annihilists? I know it's like a Nihilist versus Annihilation. So then we have to destroy one hero ongoing or equipment. We're going to tag the Flashbang Grenade, and then it's going to deal 2 damage to a couple of our guys. Alrighty. Now, once again, my turn. So everybody's going to get dealt a little bit of damage. I think you can kind of see why this would be so powerful with something like Hades. Now, oh, she dealt herself damage. Okay. Right? Yeah. Okay. Things are getting confusing with the Wheel of Ixion and then her, like, dealing herself damage a little bit. Alright, dealing some extra damage out there. And then, who's considered to be the highest? Who cares? Siren. And then, we're also dealing damage to his, like, location shit, which is a little bit not great, but what can you do? Sweltering Heat deals each target 1 fire damage. Alright, and then we're going to have Bitter Maelstrom pop off again. We're not really doing great on HP. This is almost like a throw on my part a little bit. Alright, we're still not popping anything on their side, which is... shit, I don't want Brittle Rhyme. She's going to have to draw some stuff, I know that. So now we're free to draw. We're going to do Lively Infrastructure, draw 3 cards, then we can play a card. I want something that deals damage across the board. Well, or let me draw some more, I guess. Draw Lively Infrastructure, and then we get revealed 3 cards. Shit. Put each location revealed that way. That'd be pretty powerful. Oh, but this one's a guaranteed. Deal 1 target... No, 1 psychic damage. No. I don't want to do that. Let's just play location, and then use the power on that to reveal the top 3 cards of our deck. Put any locations out there. We'll just click to continue. Alrighty, cool. And then we have Predatory Intersection, I believe we just drew. We are revealing something, I guess? I don't know. Anyway, dealing damage to these characters. A couple of these are going to pop. I probably... who would I focus? Annihilists or the Time Loop Portal is the good question here. Select the first target to be dealt damage. I don't think this matters either. Oh, and he dealt himself damage. Okay, now 3 damage. Let's spend that on Time Loop Portal. Very nice. And then, who's considered to have the highest HP? Why, the Raven, of course. And the Wheel of Ixion is... oh, because those guys deal themselves damage. That's right. Now, again, we can draw. When this enters play, draw 2 cards. When it's destroyed, you may put 2 equipment cards from your trash into play. We're going to draw another Flashbang Grenade, another Raven Descends. We're drawing nothing but the samey cards over and over again for them. Okay, now we need to pop the Annihilists. We've almost got Omega on, like, where we should be able to get a fucking breather from his stuff. Hopefully we don't get another bad Torment. Hopefully we get something good that says, like, give everybody free HP. Each time a target is destroyed, reduce damage dealt to spirits by 1. I am so okay with that. I am not going to touch your spirits at all. Trust me. Okay, so he flipped because he's down to 1. Oh, and I guess that's... oh, and he destroyed his breach because he flipped. Oh, okay. Because if we look at the other side of this card, it says, if there are any breach, blah, 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 at the beginning, if there are 2 or fewer villain targets in play, Omega flips. So Omega flips only once each villain turn, and then whenever he flips, he destroys a breach, an ongoing, an environment card, and an equipment card. And then he gains 3 HP for each card destroyed that way. And then, increased damage dealt to Omega by 2, and he deals everybody 2 damage at the end of this turn. So, what to destroy? Let's get rid of this. At least you can then put 2 equipment cards out. One I'm going to have be Flashbang Grenades because we need a, like a offering basically to this destroy an equipment card coming up. Mount of Sisyphus is destroyed. We're going to get rid of a Flashbang Grenade, as I already said, that we're going to toss. Alright, each time a player uses a power, Omega deals that hero character 1 energy damage. You got it, boss. And then he's going to deal 2 damage to everything, which I'm not too concerned about. Ooh, but it is hurting. Just because I'm not concerned about it doesn't mean it's not hurting. Alright, so now she's going to deal him... let's see, he was at max HP. That's all I'm really concerned about. We'll let this go. I'm going to just kind of speed through this. Speed through this again. Okay, dealt him, what it was, 9 damage or so already? Okay. Alright, so here's what I'm thinking. I either want to do Balmy Breeze, which I don't think I want to do. Battle Rhyme is, like, okay, but it's just not... I don't want to... I don't want damage to be irreducible. There's a card of hers in here that's really powerful that makes it so I stop hitting my guys, and it was my hope that I would run into that. Anyway, we destroy each weather effect. That's 3 of them. And then draw 2 cards, and at the beginning of our turn, we can move all weather effects into play, and if we do, destroy this card. So we're going to destroy everything. And then we can use an additional power. That'll be nice. So we're drawing 2 cards right now. And then this deals kind of damage across the board again. And then we draw a card, I guess. Is this the end of our turn? Oh, you know what? I think everybody's drawing a card here, actually. Oh, good, good, good. Well, Dr. Metropolis actually has a shit ton of cards right now. Deals 1 target, 2 cold damage, and then we can destroy a weather effect. I'm going to deal damage to Omega. He's gonna get, I mean, he's like for sure gonna flip during his turn, but that's whatever. Okay, Dr. Metropolis. How many cards do I have? Because we can deal a certain amount of damage with these carrion cranes based on how many cards are in the, or how many locations are in the in our discard. So I am going to, let's take a look here. He has a heal card where he can heal himself. Select 1 location, Dr. Metropolis, or a different location regains X HP, where X is the current HP of the selected card. So we can play a card. What do I want to play? I think I'm going to play Predatory Intersection. Damn, we just... 1 card. Okay, let's play No Way Street, because this is going to deal damage twice, which gives us enhanced damage to Omega. Put each location revealed this way into play. Okay, give me something good. We got No Way Street. That's another good card that I kind of want. Reality Bleed, because we're using a power, is going to hurt us. Yikes. Alright. Give me... this is going to be what? 12 damage on Omega, basically. No Way Street dealt itself damage. And then we're dealing Omega another 6 damage for a total of 12, as I had said. Alright, so now the Raven's turn. She still hasn't drawn any of the cards that I kind of want her to get. Let's play the Gadget Belt, because this, after we use a power on an equipment, we can have her deal another amount of damage. If the Raven deals damage this way, destroy that equipment card. So... oh, or we could play another equipment card. Shit. What do I want to do here? Deals each non-hero target 1 toxic damage. Damn, reduce the next damage dealt to that target by 2. Why would I do that? Oh, select a hero target. Ah, gotcha. Reduce damage dealt by each target dealt damage this way. Oh, okay. Let's go ahead and do Flashbang Grenade. I'm going to do that on Omega. Cause him to deal us a little bit less damage. I want Gadget Belt to... yeah, Gadget Belt to trigger first, so that it deals Omega a little more damage. Yeah, him getting dealt more damage whenever he's in that form, like, really makes this a lot more fair, because he has a lot of, like, getting really big and really strong, and then he has, like, a lot of, like, being really small and really weak. Okay, so it's going to deal one of our locations 2 damage, whatever. Okay, Omega's turn, so he's going to flip... and then he's probably going to play a card, or like play a card, then flip, whatever. Who's considered to have the highest HP? Siren's kind of the most useless out of us right now. And then who else do we got? The Flashbang Grenade's going to reduce damage anyway. Let's make it be... Let's make it be the Raven. Okay, and then, yeah, just go ahead and choose for me. Doesn't matter what order this goes in. Alright. Augmentation Portal. Increase damage dealt by minions. Reduce damage dealt to minions. Yikes. Alright, and then he's flipped again. Shit, dude, he has a bunch of breaches out right now. Oh, I don't think we're going to win this one. He's getting more and more out of hand. And honestly, as many times as I, like, dealt myself damage, it's kind of like, you know, I understand why we're not probably going to win this one. It's kind of my own fault here. Okay, Gifts of Rum and Finery. 1 player other than you may play a card. 1 player other than you can use a power. If I played a card, what would I play? Could do Controlled Demolition. No. Let's do From Concrete Born. And then I could destroy an environment. Or do I want to do that? Man About Town at the end of... oh, I can have several of those in play? Oh, okay. That's something to think about. I think I'm going to have to do Gifts of Rum and Finery. Who's going to play a card? It's going to be Dr. Metropolis. He is going to play... he's going to play Man About Town or... No, god damn it, we just have so many options here. Okay, let's do Carrion Crane. I got kind of about a half idea what I might do next turn. So somebody's going to use a power now. Is it considered a power what location does? Okay, then yeah, we're going to do... have him also use a power so he can reveal some locations from the top of the deck. He revealed 3 locations. Jackpot. We might be able to get back in this after all. Okay. And then the third one, Panopticon Streetlight. He's going to deal a little bit of damage. Oh no, he doesn't even. Okay, deals 1, target 2 cold damage. Let's just get rid of... Let's just put a little damage on Decayed Peltast. This guy who's been attacking our, location cards. Alright, so let's see what we have here. So something that I could play. What would help me out here? We could do... We could do... Each time a location or environment card enters play each turn. I don't think I want to do that. Let's do Carrion Crane. And then I'm going to do location again. And then we should be able to deal hella damage this turn. Okay, so then we're getting negated damage again. Alright, what are we thinking? Let's do... This is the first one. I don't actually care to have that card played, so I'm not going to do that. So everybody... Wait, deals itself 1 psychic damage? Okay. So we're going to pop that Decayed Peltast. That's fine. That's not really a super part of my plan anyway. Then, he dealt himself 1 damage. That's fine. So which one of these is the worst one? Villain cards are immune to damage from environment cards, and then when an environment card gets destroyed, heal it. Each time a player uses a power. Honestly, kind of Reality Bleed's the most pain in the ass one. Now, Carrion Crane says equal to the number of locations in your trash. It deals damage to itself and then to a character card, so we're just going to deal that to Reality Bleed, and then we're going to do another Carrion Crane into Reality Bleed. So what do we got after that? Another 1 damage. Ooh, we have another Carrion Crane down too, which is nice. What the hell just happened? Reveal the top card of the environment deck. What is this? Torment cards do not destroy other torment cards at the start of the environment turn. Play the top card of the environment deck. And I believe that this card gets played in, the beginning of their turn happens, then it plays. So, we're not going to get it 2 environment card plays is what I'm saying. So we're going to leave it on top of the deck because that's basically a dead draw for him right now. Alright, so we have Carrion Crane getting ready to pop off. I think that the next best bet would probably be for Augmentation Portal. And then, because I think I'm going to have, something smaller deal damage. Ooh, we can make it so Reality Bleed stops dealing us damage. That's good. Then it's Raven's turn. I think the way to go would probably be... I can't use 2 powers, though, right? Well, hold up. Whenever I pop something with... Gadget Belt deals 1 target, 2 projectile damage. Okay, so I should be able to double dip this a little bit. I deal 2 damage to Reality Bleed, and then I should be able to destroy it. Yes. Okay, so then I can deal damage here. I'm going to deal it to Omega so that he deals reduced damage to us. Oh man, this is getting real close. Then it's the environment's turn. We got an idea what they're going to play. I don't super care what Omega plays as long as it's nothing too damaging. Inevitable result. Reveal the top card if it's a breach. Put it in play. If not, discard it and put 1 Omega Drone. What the fuck's an Omega Drone? Oh boy, where the hell is that? Oh, one of these guys? Okay, they're not that bad. And then he doesn't deal damage or anything? Whatever. We'll have the damage get dealt to the Siren. And then the Omega Drone's gonna hand out some random damage. We're getting closer and closer. What do we got here? Category 5. Increase all damage dealt by 1. Ugh. Do you want to move all weather effects from trashes into play? No. That's a little bit too risky even for now. Howling Gale. That would deal a bunch of damage across the board, but still not what I'm trying to do. Honestly, I might do Balmy Breeze, and then every hero target regain an HP. We'll see if this hurts me more or helps me more. Oh, and that's even targeting the locations. That's good. I was wondering why it was triggering so many times. Okay, what to think of from here? We could put another Man About Town, or we could do Predatory Intersection for the damage, or we could do Animated Asphalt, as I'm currently planning on doing, or we could do Aggressive Recycling to deal damage to his stuff. Now, granted, they're going to heal a bunch of that back. Fuck it, let's do Animated Asphalt, and then we're going to do Location, reveal 3 location cards. We only revealed 1, but that's okay, it's Predatory Intersection. Yeah, just to reveal that last card, whatever it is. Oh, okay, good. Reveal City Speaks, that's nothing special. Alright, so we're going to deal damage. Now, that's reduced damage from Augmentation Portal, so I should deal the little chip damage to the Augmentation Portal itself. Once again, we're on the 3rd one of those. Jesus, I have so many no-way streets. Okay, then we can reveal the top card of the environment deck. I think I'm gonna keep that. Well, hold up. Does this play shit? At the start of the environment turn, play the top card of the environment deck. Yeah, we might as well keep this on top of the deck then. Okay, then we have this to stop Omega Drone from dealing damage. That's good. And then we're going to just kind of deal 1 damage across the board. It's only going to hit the breaches, though. And then we can deal damage to Augmentation Portal once again. Alright, what are we thinking here? We could do a one-shot. Deals 2 damage, then a power. Destroy 1 tactic. We could do Boomerang instead. I think that's the call. And then we'll do Boomerang, deal Augmentation Portal 2 damage. That should destroy it. Good. And then we can deal damage to Omega Drone. And then deal another 2 damage to Omega Drone. Perfect. And then Boomerang gets destroyed, which I'm okay with. It's now the enemy's turn. They're going to play 2 environment cards. Hopefully it's just 2 little Pick-a-Uni spirits that don't bother me that much. I think the Forgotten Spartan... Spartan's actually going to target Omega? No. Okay. It targeted the 2nd highest HP. Oh, okay. We're so lowly now. Destroy an environment card deals each hero target 2 infernal damage. Each player destroys 1... Each player destroys 1 what? 1 non-character card in their play area. Okay. So I want him to actually destroy Endless Torment. Good. He heals a little bit off of it. And then we're all going to get dealt 2 damage, which is livable, I think. Oh boy, it's destroying so many of my locations, I should say. Who's destroying a card? Okay, Smoke Pellets. Each player destroys 1. Okay, so everybody's gonna have to eat it a little bit. We'll have Eerie... when this card enters play, destroy each weather at the start of your turn. Okay, so it doesn't just happen whenever it's destroyed. I was like, I'm gonna open up a fucking crazy-ass can of worms here in a second if I'm not careful. Okay, now he's dealing... 2 damage to somebody's Siren. Yikes. We kept Omega Drone from dealing damage because of the lamppost in Dr. Metropolis. Everybody is in a really bad position right now. Oh yeah, all of Dr. Metropolis's cards are getting healed. Right, I keep forgetting that. Oh, everybody's getting healed. I keep forgetting that. So... I think what I want to do... What is this? At the start of your turn, destroy 1 target with 2 or fewer HP. She deals 1 target 2 cold damage. Then if it has 2 or lower HP, destroy it. I think the plan is... Let's do Ridden by Low. And then I'm going to heal all the hero targets. We're just kind of barely holding on by a thread. Deals 2 damage to just a whatever card. We'll just deal it to Omega Drone, because at least we know he's going to target heroes. Now, we get a destroy card. Yeah. Just don't do that, please. Destroy an ongoing card? No, please don't destroy Balmy Breeze. We need that. So, Omega Drone can now deal damage again, is all that's saying. We could do Lively Infrastructure. Play that, and then we draw 3 cards. Play a card. I just... if he could play a lot more cards, he'd be a lot more powerful to... Which I understand why he can't. He would be a lot more powerful with these From Concrete Born. So, reveal the top 3 cards of the deck. Any locations on the field. None of them were locations. We completely whiffed there, which is tough. And then we drew a location, of course. Okay. Select a target to be dealt damage. So this is going to be 2 damage. And I do think I probably need to clean up the environment here. So we'll do 2 to Forgotten Spartan because I think Predatory Intersection does 3, which is divisible for us. We can put this card in play, right? Do I want this card in play? No. I want it on top of the deck. That's right. Whew. Glad I didn't decide to do that. And then it's going to deal damage to the breach. And then we're going to pop these 2 environment cards. I think I have 2 Predatory Intersections, don't I? No, I only have 1. And then I have the Carrion Crane, which is going to deal 3 damage. Gotcha. Okay, so now we're just down to 1 breach, which he's going to flip and then destroy that last breach anyway, provided that he doesn't play another breach somehow. So what do we want to do? Probably just set up, not like really go too crazy. Prevent the next damage dealt to the Raven. Does it say anything else? Then destroy all other tactics. I just don't have as much knowledge about these guys, really. This is probably the least knowledgeable I am about these characters. I don't think I'm going to do anything. We're going to put a tactic onto the field from our trash. Do I have a tactic out? I do. I have Into the Shadows. When it's destroyed, you can play a card. Let's play this guy. I need a card that like lets me use a lot of powers, honestly. Alright, so we can play a card. Quoth the Raven. Deals 2 damage, destroy an ongoing, or an environment card. I don't want to do that, really. Not right now. Let's just play Boomerang. Okay, and then we pass to the environment, and I think they're just going to deal damage to Terminus Drain. Yeah, this target deals the non-spirit target with the second highest HP 3 damage, so that's going to be Terminus Drain, which it negates anyway, so that doesn't really matter. And then he flips, destroys Breach, nice, and then we destroy some stuff. Let's get rid of, I don't know, we have to destroy an ongoing. Let's do this one. That lets us put 2 equipments into play. Those 2 I'm going to choose are Flashbang Grenade, and I might just put another Flashbang Grenade. I might just put 2 Flashbang Grenades. That's fine. This one's been real tough. Destroy a card. Yeah, we can destroy one of the Flashbang Grenades. That's fine. He regained 12 HP because he basically hit all of those. And then increased damage dealt by Omega by 1. Oh, big uh-oh. Fuck. He's gonna pop Siren, I think. Yeah, because he's got damage increase. Son of a bitch. Oh, and he's gonna destroy most of my locations, too. Damn, Omega. I can't believe he's gonna get a win this one. Wow. And he's destroying, like, all my, locations currently. Son of a bitch. Okay, so it went to Siren's turn. Whenever somebody's knocked out, they still have the ability to use an ability, but only one of these 3. One player uses a power. Now, each side has, like for example, Dr. Metropolis. I believe I can get to him and flip him. So whenever he dies, he can do these 3 abilities. And I don't think I think these 2 are the same. No, they're very similar. And then, like, the Raven has, like, her own little thing here. One player can use a power, move an equipment card, or one player draws a card. So what do we want to do? Discard the top card of a deck. Let's just have somebody use a power. Dr. Metropolis, you're kind of our... I mean, we don't really have a hope, but if we did, it would be with you. Oh, wow, he hit all 3 locations. That's really lucky for him, huh? Man, if I could just get Omega down. I don't know. So, what from here? He doesn't really have anything where I can, like, play a bunch of shit, I don't think. We play that, and then my next intention is to play location, location, location. We got 2 locations from that, which is going to let me feed through the environment deck again, at least. Ooh, but he only has 1 HP. Nah, I'm not trying to have Dr. Metropolis kill himself. We could... probably destroy destabilizing incursion, but the only thing is Omega doesn't flip. He flips no matter what. If Omega hasn't flipped, the top card of the villain deck is played, then he flips, and it's probably going to be a breach anyway, and then he's going to kill. So I don't know. This is our best bet, but it's not a good bet, trust me. Then we're looking at something with 5 or less damage. Let's just make it Lamplight Lasso can at least target itself, so that's good. And then we're going to deal some kind of random damage around here with the other cards that we have, the location cards that we have. Endless Torment keep it on top of the deck because that's a dead draw for him. Or for the environment anyway. At least it doesn't hurt us. How about we get a card that actually helps us out of the fucking environment for just once, please? Okay, I think Quoth the Raven's probably the way to go. We can destroy an ongoing or environment card. Why? I just don't want that. Like, does this guy have ongoing? He does. So I don't even want to play that to, like, for fear of accidentally triggering that. We could... You know what? Let's do the Raven Descends. She's going to deal 2 damage to this. And then I'm going to use Boomerang. And I'm going to deal a damage to Incursion. I'm going to deal the damage to Omega. And then I'm going to have the additional damage get dealt to Incursion again, popping it. And now it's just Omega. But at the same time, I can only use 1 power. So I'm just going to use the Flashbang to make Omega deal less damage. Now, sort of on our side here... The only little bit of a bonus that we have is Omega's going to deal less damage. He's going to play a card, but if we somehow make it to his next turn, not this one coming up, but his next turn, he'll immediately flip again. Oh, it's a breach. Each player discards 1 card. Then any player who has 0 cards in hand deals themselves 2 damage. The Raven actually comes pretty close on that. Oh, well, and then I think this thing actually kills us. So, deals each non-villain target 3 damage, destroy an ongoing or equipment card. A hero may deal themselves 3 damage. If they do, it destroys a breach. Unfortunately, I cannot even have the Raven do that to fucking Absorption Field as much as I would like to. Okay, we have to discard a card. I feel... Oh, we did have 6 cards in hand. That's right. We have 1 on the field. Wow, they really just don't have shit. That Raven doesn't. What do we got? We can destroy an environment card, use a power, discard the top card in one deck. We just don't really... Well, you know what? Actually, hold up. We can put a tactic into play. Okay, what do we got here? We can put Strike from Above, deals damage to a couple targets, draw 2 cards. Actually, let's do this. Let's draw some cards. Because Omega's going to flip. He's going to destroy Absorption Field. I do kind of need to pop the environment here. So if Dr. Metropolis, I keep wanting to say Dr. Manhattan from The Watchmen, Dr. Metropolis can pop Endless Torment, we need it to pop Endless Torment just so it doesn't fucking target the Raven. Okay, so we can have her destroy this if I want. Do I want, though? You can put an equipment card from your trash into play, and then you can play a card. Okay, I think I'm okay with that. Let's just deal a lot of random damage. You know what? Maybe we shouldn't whole ass pop off his turn. Let's do a Flashbang Grenade, at least so I can get some cards down on the field. Then Gadget Belt. You can put an equipment card, and then we can play... No, we got to put another equipment card, right? No, destroy 1. I don't know what's happening. You may put 1 equipment card from your trash into play, which I feel like I already did. These aren't the cards that I have in hand either. I don't know why we're getting to do this, but we will put, I don't know. Give me Flashbang Grenade, another one. Okay. What am I thinking here? Is there anything that lets me draw? No, it's just mostly a lot of play cards. Fuck. I need something that lets me draw. Let's do this, because then I can use Flashbang on Omega a couple times and keep him from dealing damage to us next turn. So at least I might get an attempt. I could probably get him low, but I probably can't kill him like this. Okay. And then we need to use another Flashbang Grenade on Omega. I'm not going to use the power because I accidentally used that earlier. Yeah, just don't deal any extra damage, please. Alright, we just drew another Gadget Belt. Okay, so Omega shouldn't hurt us. Oh boy, 1 player can discard 2 cards if they do destroy an environment cards. If no cards were discarded this way, fuck. Deal each hero target 2 infernal damage? You fucking expensive ass bitch. Well, on the bright side, I can discard Gadget Belts, which aren't that big a deal. Oh, brother. Omega, please flip and just destroy your fucking Absorption Field. And then we're going to have to destroy an equipment card. Get rid of, well, I just got rid of Gadget Belt. Fuck it. Get rid of Flashbang Grenade. He gained 6 HP. Oh, boy. I think that kills. I think that's it. Well, we fought the good fight. Oh, well. It's... what can you do? What can you do? Flashbang grenade reduced by 2. Omega drone deals the 2 damage anyway, and we lose. That one came kind of close, but Omega overcame us. How unfortunate. We had a big win last time into a loss this time. All right, let's do, now that we know a lot about stuff, let's pick, this is the last guy. We're going to pick for the environment Subterra, which I think is just an underground thing. I think it's got a Gartha in it, of all things. I think just to keep with the fun, we're going to play Eldritch because these guys are like enemies. They're like nemesises of one another. Next, I think Lady Liberty has been a very powerful support. And then finally, we're going to do, I think, Daedalus. I think this is like one from 3 of 4 of the different ones that we've done. So this looks cool to me. Yeah, let's do it. Now, the only reason I wanted to go about like doing this a specific way is because I think that this character is like pretty difficult, and I skipped the dialogue once again. I keep forgetting that's going to happen. Damn, these pre-rendered backgrounds are so fucking pretty. I'm a big sucker for it, which people should know from, my videos anyway. This guy is very similar to ourselves, well, our Eldritch character, in that he has like spells that are cantrips and stuff too. You can kind of see why these guys are like nemesises. Nemesi? We still haven't figured out a word for that, but that's okay. It is dealing damage to my Eldritch character. A fucking lot of damage, son of a bitch. Okay, so let's see how this kind of works. So we have this guy out on the field. If the golden mask has no tokens onto it, it moves to a hero's play area, it flips, and then Malador flips, who's this guy, he flips. We'll talk about that here in just a second. Then we remove a token from this card the first time each turn that any one of the following happens. A hero would be dealt damage by a villain target, but it's prevented. So, like, you get foiled in that regard. A card is revealed from Malador's deck. A villain target is dealt 5 or more damage in 1 turn. So, got a lot of options there. And then whenever this flips, it becomes like an item for us. Increased damage dealt 2 targets in this play area, so they become a target in a certain sense of the word. The player this card in front of gains power, destroy a spell. So like at the same time, that person can use a power to like destroy a spell that might be annoying. He has out some random stuff, and these also eat the spell tokens from this. So like this, at the end of the villain turn, add 1 token to the golden mask. That's kind of whatever. At the end of the villain turn, remove 3 tokens from the golden mask, and then do this. Malador deals the hero target with the lowest HP, 5 infernal damage, and destroys all non-target cards in the play area of that hero target. So, got a lot going on here, kind of. Losing my voice here. Let's see if we can at least choke this one out. I think, obviously, that we want to continue the same way as we did before. Just play, like, the cantrips down first, maybe some spells, work our way up. We're going to draw a card. Eldritch didn't really get too much done this turn, but he is running into his relics, which is good for us. Relics, cantrips, and stuff. Now... Lady Liberty, as we already discussed, very powerful. Increased damage dealt by Lady Liberty by 1. Ooh, I could probably pop one of the Malevolent Implings, though. Actually, you know what? Let's do that. I'm going to pop one of these guys. I can't remember. Let's see. Oh, yeah, it does look like whenever they attack, they give a token to the golden mask. And then I'm going to have everybody regain an HP. 1 person draw a card. We're just going to have Eldritch draw a card. Daedalus really doesn't need the help yet. Well, ever, for that matter. He doesn't just need the help yet. He never needs the help. We'll play Graviton Cannon. And then we're going to discard 2 cards. I don't really need Immortality's Burden, and I also don't really need Sensorium Sweep. I am going to go ahead and bother to draw a card. Still don't need Immortality's Burden. Like this guy, for example, his drawing is optional, I think, because it's detrimental to him. So it asks you at the end of his turn. Crystal Passage, increase all damage dealt by 1. Yikes. And then it says something about another non-environment target or something like that. Okay, so this is probably going to get drained of tokens here pretty fucking quickly. But it gets added to... Oh, something just... How did that thing attack itself? Deals the hero target with the lowest HP 2 infernal damage. Then if no damage is dealt this way... Oh, wait, what? The hero target... Huh. So, I don't know. I don't know why that happened. So, this goes to whose play area? Let's put it in Lady Liberty. I mean, she can kind of take the damage a little bit. Now, oh boy, that's it just spent those tokens and hit that guy hard. Holy shit, he's below 10 HP already. So this side of the villain card, at the start of the villain turn, if the golden mask has at least 6 tokens on it, it moves to the villain play area. It flips, and the top card of the villain deck is played. So basically, his turn starts. If it's powerful again, it goes back to him. The golden mask is indestructible. Each time a villain card is destroyed, tokens are added to the golden mask, depending on the power of the spell. And then at the end of the villain turn, I believe he just destroys his hit cards on his side, and then he adds tokens to the golden mask. So this is like he's fiending to get that mask back really bad. Oh, what to do? What's this? At the end, I don't know. Oh, each time a spell is destroyed, Malador deals the hero target with the highest HP 1 damage, I believe. Yow. I don't know why that happened or was important. Oh, he destroyed my fucking thing. That's why. What about this staff? You may add 2 tokens to a spell at the start of your turn. Deal 1 target, 1 fire damage. Damn, that's really... I mean, whenever he gets going, he kind of gets going, but it just takes a little bit to get there. This is going to let us draw an additional card. Draw a card from his ability, and then it goes into Lady Liberty's turn. I think I'm almost assuredly going to have her deal with whatever's dealing all that damage to Eldritch. So what do I want to play first? I think we're going to go with... Let's go with Freedom's... no, let's go with Honor the Fallen. And then we're going to use the Golden Mask to destroy a spell. I want to get rid of whatever's dealing damage. I believe it's this middle one. And that was a, master level spell? We'll let these things trigger real quick. Daedalus is considered to have the highest HP. Who cares? Crystal Passage also dealt him damage. This is at 5 tokens, so once it hits, obviously, that 6th one, it'll go back to him on his turn. 5 damage. We can deal that damage to Malador, the Mystic. Oh, and he gets dealt damage. I think that's Crystal Passage dealing damage whenever somebody, you deal damage or the enemy deals damage to you, it deals damage to the original sender. I would not mind destroying it. It's getting on my nerves a little bit. But we did just draw a whole bunch of shit, so I am going to we'll play Fly Free, which just basically lets me discard something. We'll discard the anti-grav field. So how many, we're going to play a card, obviously, 3, 6, okay. I think we need to play Graviton Cannon again. This is going to make us draw a whole lot on the subsequent turn, but then we're going to discard 2 cards. We're going to get rid of Immortality's Burden and one of the Force Wave Dorus. Draw a card. Might as well, because, it's the next turn that we kind of have to worry about, not this current one, so. Alright. Then it's the fucking shit-ass environment's turn. Oh boy. Reduce damage dealt to Lemurians by 1. At the end of the environment turn, this deals some damage to somebody. 2 non-Lemurian targets with the lowest HP. Holy shit, I could not believe that is Eldritch of all things. It also destroyed the Impling, so whatever. Anyway, it is now this guy's turn. It goes back to him because it's got 6 tokens on it. Yikes. He played Ma of Voka. I think we got kind of unlucky here. Wow, Eldritch is just taking so much fucking damage. But I don't know that that's necessarily anybody's fault, really. We have to destroy an ongoing card, or an equipment card, my bad. Okay, he lived another turn. Do I want to destroy this? Absolutely not. This is going to let us draw an additional card. Then I need the one that lets us play an additional card. Hand of Hashem. Yeah, we can play another card. And then we're going to play... we'll play the Staff. Yeah, because this is an equipment. And then we're just going to draw another card. We kind of got to get even further rolling with Eldritch, which is unfortunate because he's not really doing the best as it stands. But it sucks that he's got to get kind of slow rolling like this, and he's on 3 HP. We could do Light of Liberty. Increase damage dealt by hero targets. Reduce damage dealt to hero targets. Yeah, because she isn't even going to trigger off Blazing Torch just yet. So we'll restore some HP. We'll have... Can a Daedalus afford another card? Yeah, fuck it. We'll have him draw another card. Yes, draw a card. Is that her or him? Yeah, that's him. Gotcha. All right, and then we'll draw a bunch of cards here off of... Ooh, we can deal damage. That's right. Ooh, fuck. Let's destroy... You know what? Let's deal that damage to the Sorcerer Priest, because he seems like he's probably going to be a problem. Crystal Passage deals damage to us, oh well. And then we draw a bunch of cards. Yikes, we're not really okay, Fly Free is good. Archimedes Failsafe is Matter Collapser, not good. Okay, what are we thinking here? We could do... Shit. Man, are we in trouble. We'll play this. We could do, like, get rid of Gravitic Snare. We could play another card. What do I want to get rid of? Let's get rid of... This is no good. We could... I want to hold on to Matter Collapser. I think what I'm going to get rid of... Let's get rid of Force Wave Doru. And then I think I can... No, I can't play another card. That's okay. Discard up to 2 cards. You may draw a card. So we're going to discard 2, 3, 6, 7, 8. Oh, actually, we can just get down. We can get down just below the threshold, and we're going to get rid of 1. We'll get rid of the Archimedes Failsafe. I'm sure we'll run into that card if nothing else. No, do not draw any cards because we're right on the threshold of eating it. Here's more Lemurians. They're probably going to deal damage to us and be just kind of generally annoying. You know how they usually are. Yep. And then this guy says, goodbye, Eldritch. Whatever. Eldritch really didn't have any luck this whole time anyway, so... I accidentally clicked on one of our cards there. The Golden Mask also is not really eating too much. Like, oh, and he just spent a bunch of tokens to do something. Deal damage to Lady Liberty. You fool, don't you know that she gets stronger the lower she gets? Alright, just dealing damage with his other cards. They're kind of uninteresting. Okay, what do we got here? We could destroy an ongoing. One player uses a power. Discard the top card of one deck. Put the top card of that deck into play. Do I want to use a power? Can I use a power? Would it help? Maybe. What... She wouldn't do anything that would help. He would draw 2 cards, deal up to 3 targets 2 energy damage. I mean, really, not really. Let's just have one player use a power. It's going to be Daedalus. I'm going to have him fucking draw 2 cards. Because that effect that hurting effect doesn't happen until the end of his turn. I am going to destroy Sorcerer Priest. At least get him off the fucking field. And then... we can deal damage to Tunnel Skirmisher. At this point, I'm like fighting the environment and him. So, and then finally, we can deal damage to Malador, I guess. Oh, brother. It's getting a little bit rough and tumble around here. We can do another Light of Liberty, I guess. And then have her just heal up Daedalus a little bit. Yes, Daedalus, draw a card. Go ahead. Let's just go crazy with the draws. Excuse me. I don't know that we're going to win this. It's probably going to be either like we're for sure going to win this or it isn't even going to be close. Another 7 damage. Just let whatever happen here. I just put that in somebody's play area. I'm not sure who. I think, who the fuck just got that card? Probably, I'm like trying my best to click at the edges, but we draw a whole shit ton of cards off that. I actually think we could probably live this without having to, like, do the fail-safe, but we'll... maybe. Did he get it? No. Did she get it? She did get it. Okay. We could do... So we, like, play Fly Free, discard... Nah, I don't think so. I don't think we get that. Yeah, I'm gonna have to... hit the Archimedes failsafe. I don't have any other option. Go ahead and use this, destroy a bunch of shit, and then hold a few things. I think I want Hoplite. Oh, wait. Let's get rid of a bunch of like Son, like Father. I'm gonna keep Matter Collapser. Basically, let's get rid of Icarus Bombardment too. I'm gonna keep those 4 cards that are to the furthest 4 right. Eureka moment. Gravity wells can go. The anti-grav field. Alrighty. I hope you're happy. And then we destroy all our cards that are on the field. Well, at least you didn't die to that, Daedalus. We can go ahead and draw some cards, re-get some momentum on our side at least. Alright, your turn. At the end of the... that doesn't look good. Each player discards a card. Jesus Christ. And then deals each other like 2 damage. That's no good. Oh, wow, and she just took a bunch of damage. Man, this is no good. We got really unfortunate here. Reduce damage dealt by villain targets by 1. I guess that's good. What do we want to discard? Let's get rid of... I really don't think I'm going to do much with Freedom's Touch, so I can just leave that for now. And we can discard Eureka Moment, which is the newest environment card. Once again, Jesus God. We just dealt each other... Oh, my Lord. Wait, no. We don't... Jesus Christ, we just beat each other's ass in that narrow crevice. Oh, man. At least on the bright side, he's not really going to be able to do too much. What should take effect first? Who cares? This is going to hurt like hell anyway, so... he's dealing damage to himself and then like other things nearby too. Oh, okay. Well, at least that's the first good thing to kind of go in our favor for a little bit. Holy shit. He just dealt damage to Daedalus. And then it's dealing some more damage. Oh, man, just hang in there, guys. Okay. Not the Maw of Voka. Yep, there goes Lady Liberty. Shit. And then I think maybe he gets the mask back. I can't remember. The only guy up left is Daedalus. One player can use a power now. Oh, he can use Controlled Vent. So we're discarding 2 cards. Right, and drawing a card. I might not even have to do that, as a matter of fact. No, I don't want to draw or anything. Oh, man. One player plays a card now. Yeah, let's play... does this cause me to draw a card? Now, let's play, like, Son Like Father, actually. We'll play that. And then, maybe, like, since nobody else is around, Daedalus can, like, not have to do a bunch of bullshit like he just did. Alright, Matter Collapser will cause us to draw a card and then deal a bunch of small damage, which becomes a bunch of medium damage because we have damage boosts on. Man, oh man. Alright, do I want him to draw a card? Sure, go ahead. We can draw a couple of cards off that. I don't know. This one was kind of unfortunate in that we ate it in a big way right off the bat, but whatever. Narrow Crevice... We have to discard a card. Discard Gravitic Snare. It's not that interesting. Deal 3 damage to Maw of Voka. Whatever. And then, do we kind of avoid getting dealt damage for a minute, please? Now, let me ask you this. Yeah, that's down to 2 tokens. Okay, so as long as I, like, destroy small stuff... So, like, destroy that. That'll probably get some tokens. It'll deal I'll deal some damage. I almost said a little bit of damage. He's dealing damage to himself and to the, like, what are those things? Morlock characters. Oh, we're dead on that one. Well, son of a bitch. There he goes. It was kind of like a real up and up and up there at the start, but we just couldn't seal it here in the end game, which is kind of... unfortunate, but this was another good card game. I enjoyed this a lot. The environments are also pretty... I like that... I guess they're kind of calling this Sentinels of the Multiverse 2 like the definitive edition. Like it's going to have like all of this brought together and it's going to look prettier and stuff. I don't know. It looks pretty cool. There are the other game modes, if you're like interested in those. Those come with like different villains that you can kind of play and stuff too. Of course, I can't recommend the original Sentinels of the Multiverse enough. These are like so cool. I love this art so much. I don't know who the original artist was, but I like love the look of all these so fucking much. And you can tell they get like even prettier and even prettier as time goes on. The villains themselves too. Oh my god, just like look at all these guys. Now let's switch back over to the classic villains. Yeah, like the chairman, this guy looks fucking sick, and then he flips to like that where you can see him, Chairman Pike. This thing is like a tablet that turns into like an evil monster, I'm pretty sure, or like an undead force. No, my bad, I was mistaken about that. Yeah, and there's like so many uniqueness to like all these villains. If you want to imagine it, I've played probably across like 6-7 hours of this game, like this many where my mouse is like parts of the game in total, and there's like like 2 or 3 times as much more to play. So yeah, I would recommend definitely grabbing, my recommendation, grab Sentinels of the Multiverse, or hold off until this like definitive edition comes out and then buy that. It's kind of up to you, but I don't know. It depends. Do you want to play it like right this very second, or do you want to play it later this year? Or it's 2026 as I'm saying this. So eventually there will come a time when somebody watches this video and they get to the end of it here and it's already out. So maybe go buy that instead. I don't know what it looks like. So yeah, that's been Sentinels of the Multiverse. The only thing that kind of bums me out about this game is that there's no weekly one-shot, because that's what I did last time, was like just did whatever they did for, because they would like kind of like randomly throw together like an event for you, which would be like 1 random villain, 3 random heroes, 4 or 5 heroes, and then like a random environment. That was like a lot of fun. You can look at the card library here. I think this is just for this like expansion specifically. It's like, okay, we can look at the siren stuff. It is cool. I was literally going to talk about this about how I wish that they had like a bio in them. So there's like a podcast for this game where you can like listen to the lore of it, and they have like, you know, what her occupation is in real life versus like you know, whenever she's a superhero, psychologist versus goddess of the sea. Which one is card library? Oh, okay, so this just shows the cards. Then I can like show her cards off, and we can like I don't know, like let's say what was the one card I wanted to show of hers? Written by Lowe, Gifts of Rum, Eerie Calm. No, we're looking for, it's not category 5. Storm Surge? No, I guess we'll just flip through them. There's like a specific card I was looking for to complete her set. That was going to make my life a lot easier. Damage is irreducible. Where the hell is this fucking card? It's not Sweltering Heat, is it? No. Why am I so stupid? What am I thinking? So not that one. Targets cannot regain HP. I don't want that. 1 or fewer. Start of your turn, discard a card. Yeah, this is the card I was looking for. Loam of Storm and Sea. Hero cards are immune to damage dealt by Siren. Siren is immune to damage dealt by environment cards. So, like, you just put down all these cards that deal so much damage, and then, like, your guys are immune to it. That's what I was trying to do. I was hoping if I set up the front end of it, the back end of it would kind of work out, but, and then you can, like, look at the villain cards and stuff, too. This is, like, Hades. You can, like, read about him. Yeah, these guys all have like so cool stories and stuff. I really wish I had more time in it. He's 6'3" and 350 pounds. I'm 6'1". I'm like 275, and I look like a oaf. This guy would be like a. This is all muscle. Holy shit. Anyway, people don't really believe Hades is a... but most people don't believe Hades is really a god. Okay, if you say so. We can, like, look at his cards. He doesn't have anything, like, crazy special. He's cool to play against, though. But yeah, that's been Sentinels of the... Earth Prime. I almost said Multiverse. Sentinels of Earth Prime. I'm excited for the next one to come out. But for now, I'm kind of exhausted. I played a bunch of this game. You now know how to play it. You know some strategies for everybody that is in this game. If you want to watch the previous video, I'm sure I've included that in the description. And that's it for me. I'm tuckered out. It's your guys' turn to play this. How about that? I'll watch you. I'm just poking fun. All right, I'll see you guys next week. Later.